What's going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown Your Questions, episode 276. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
I would like to talk about the specs of the Throwdown. Today,
Yes.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yes. Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Carlos Romero.
I'm about to ask a really dumb, pretty quick question. Is that Bruce Springsteen singing on that intro, or
Yeah, right. Like,
No, it's not. No, they couldn't afford Bruce Springsteen.
I'm like, it kind of sounds like him.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's up, guys?
Adam Vale.
Miss your Pete Steele every day.
You know, Brett Murdoch.
What's up, people?
And Brian Munjoma.
I just realized that we're living in the Akira timeline.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
Oh,
2020 Olympics, mysterious virus. They want things to continue.
oh,
Yep.
Oh,
Dum 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 dum.
Oh, man.
Wait, but the Olympics, that's in the summer, so a lot can change by then. So.
oh, they're already thinking about postponing that.
So does that?
Well,
so
we
does
got
that mean?
GDC isn't just posted for the August. They said, "Oh, it's happening in August."
With GDC.
Dude.
Yeah, they sent that out.
Is Mark
yesterday.
Cerny going to have his speech again?
Yeah,
It's gonna be a revamped version of the speech.
When we have teraflaps and
You know what? I'm not gonna talk. We got video. Hold on. Go to the video. Go to the video.
don't worry.
And it's a
about
video
it.
of what he did last year.
I
That'll
know.
be
I know.
meta as
All of you
shit.
came to see teraflops, but we're not going to talk about that today.
No, we're going to talk about sound chips for 30 minutes.
We have a
have these
three-dimensional sound chip.
By the
that's on
way, shout out
system.
to the gamer 2323 Jeremy. He did. I didn't see the whole video, but I saw like a clip of the video. He did his reaction to Mark Cerny thing. So basically, the way he set it up is like he's playing Mark Cerny, and then of course himself watching the thing. And he's like, "Well, you see, you have these things called ears, and for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to explain to you how your ears function." And he's like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
You're gonna send me molds of your ear, so that way I can make a perfect little piece for your ear. I couldn't believe that. I thought it was a joke when he said that part. I was like, he's got to say at the end, no, I'm just joking. We wouldn't do that. That's bullshit.
And with our new
We're serious.
I can just imagine him going. He's like, with our new ocular technology, we'll present pixels even brighter than ever. You just need to send us scans of your eyeballs, and we'll ship you specialized sunglasses in conjunction with your ears. Like,
We
yeah,
partied
bro.
up. We
Yo,
partied
what
with
does the shit play
LensCrafters.
games, son? You know. But
I think,
Mark Cerny
yeah.
versus Bob Ross, who melts
Oh,
out people
man.
the most.
Well, Bob Ross
It's
is a
bedtime.
dope.
It's
Bob
bedtime.
Ross.
Bob Ross is bedtime.
Yeah, I put on his YouTube videos before I go
Yeah.
to sleep sometimes to help me fall asleep.
There's a whole channel dedicated to that, and they'll tell you which episodes to put on if you really want to go to sleep.
Yeah, man. And don't forget, people don't make mistakes. They're happy accidents.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
GZO
Have a good
says
one. Love each
GameStop.
other.
He says GameStop just sent him a message saying they will bring games to his car curbside. Hey, I have a solution. How about instead of going to GameStop, you just buy your games digitally and be done with it?
People like physical. We talked
hey,
about that crap.
hey,
Remember,
hey,
you guys, you got Manny over there, Mr. Physical.
Manny's the only one here, though. Man, the rest of them like all digital, baby.
Oh, actually, I'm not the only one.
Who's the other
Chris
one?
still buys physical.
Excuse me.
Oh, Manny, you remember this?
They got
Probably you
coronavirus
know
on their games, man. Stop buying games.
I
man.
don't.
They
I
got
don't. I think
coronavirus
it's
on
only.
them.
I don't know if anybody else remembers this. There used to be a delivery service called Urban Fetch. Do you remember
I
that?
remember that shit.
Yeah, that
With
was
the
a long time
backpack.
ago.
Yeah, they delivered anything.
Mhm.
They would deliver stuff from a grocery store, a regular store. You said where to pick it up. They had that.
That was the
fucking
inspiration
everything.
of Death Stranding. A lot of people don't know that.
We need that shit to come back.
Yeah, Kojima
Then just
used
do
that
an urban
shit.
fetch. Yo, I need you to pick up Destiny. I need you to pick up this new Doom, and then a box of condoms. Thanks.
Yeah, right. Some rubbers.
That's
Yo.
it. Give me the rubbers. The rubbers.
This shit is crazy. All right, before we start, I want to give a congratulations to Cool Cat Terry, who won our contest. So I will be shipping out a coronavirus-free Logitech keyboard to him this week. So that should be
Make
fun.
sure you spray some
Yeah.
Lysol on
Yeah,
that
right,
shit. I hear you coughing.
Just put a little hand wipe
Yeah,
packet
yeah,
in there.
I hear you go.
Yeah, I got a little bit of the Rona. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit of the Rona, just a little.
Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying, man?
Send it slower than snail mail because apparently it only sticks around for around like 2 weeks. So
No, on services is for 3 days. So what I'll do is
for
I'll
3
make,
days, okay.
I'll make
3
sure it
days.
takes 5 days to get there, so it'll be all cured
There
up.
you go.
You know.
Oh,
man,
did the
that's
guy in
using your head,
Australia
man,
ever
that's
get
using
his
your head.
stuff?
What happened?
Oh yeah, he did.
It showed up.
Yep.
Did
Showed
it
up
say
in
how
Australia.
long? How long did it take? Did he say?
No, I don't remember how long he said it'd take, but I mean, it's usually about like 3 weeks or something like
3
that.
weeks.
3 weeks or less, depending. Like Australia seems to be the one that takes the longest. Japan seems to be 2 weeks for some reason.
Japan.
Japan, and then to get you from there, it takes like a month. Damn.
Question: what did you use to ship?
Me, I just use regular U.S. mail.
USPS. Okay.
Yeah, USPS, and it's and the best of how much it usually costs. It seems about to be in the 20 for that large of a package. It was in like the 25, 27 range.
Well, that's not
So
too
it's
bad.
not
Yeah.
bad, and I fit a bunch of stuff in there. I put the poster, I put the tape from one of the art book tapes in there, and some other things in there.
Nice.
So,
It's crazy.
Yo, man, I want
at
to win a
least if I'm
contest one of these days.
at least if I'm shipping something out all the way to Australia, at least I don't want to, I don't want to
Yeah.
just spend one thing. I mean, it's got a long way to go, and you don't want
Get your money's worth, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
How do they ship shit over there? By kangaroo or something? Like,
Oh,
you know?
damn. Don't you know they all died in the fire that they had? They don't have kangaroos anymore.
Yo, did that happen this year?
Yeah,
That
It's
happened
been a
this
crazy
year.
year, man.
Man, this year, fuck. This year sucks, man.
It's a
And we
horrible
still got that
fucking-
meteor coming. We still got that meteor coming. By the way.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
fucking meteor of
shit.
death that nobody wants to talk about. But go on NASA's website and they got a nice, clear 24/7 image of that shit flying toward us.
Hey,
Wait,
you know,
man.
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking meteor.
They're saying it's. I forgot how far it is coming close to the planet, but it is coming pretty close.
Yo, what up,
Yo, I have
Fergus? Yeah.
Holy shit! What up, Fergus? Yo, this is gonna deviate a little bit, but we got a time to kill.
Yeah, we do tonight, people. By the way, before Carlos goes on, we have a deficit of questions for tonight. We only got like 8 of them, so if you want to ask us some gaming questions, please leave them in the chat now, right here on Twitch, because otherwise we're gonna be here for an hour. That's why we're vamping right now. You know?
Did you get GZDR's questions?
Yes, I
'Cause
did.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I got them.
So the movie Deep Impact
Yeah.
Okay.
with Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
That
Morgan
movie's fucking
Freeman.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Morgan Freeman as the first black president.
Yes.
Yeah.
That movie's so stupid. All he did
Was
was
he the first?
he just went up a hill to survive.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah. It's like people going to shelters, people like staying at home. It's like, nah, I'm just gonna go up this hill. You know?
Yeah, makes sense. Like he had the advantage. He had the high ground.
You know?
Brian, I see what you did there, man. Oh God, that is funny, man. Yo, at this point, I shouldn't say, but fucking let that meteor come, son. Let's go. Let's take it, baby. Let's fucking go. We got
Well, if you
coronavirus.
want-
We got the meteor.
well-
Let's fucking go, man.
Well,
If
I
you
mean,
want to
oh, go ahead.
if you want to unite the globe, then it needs we need something like that.
That sounded like some. Whose plan was that? To cause a horrible.
Oh, Watchmen.
Ozymandias, yeah. It's
Right.
it's Ozymandias.
Yeah, bring it, man.
We
Let's
got a
go.
big ass squid.
I'm looking at this asteroid. It's not going to hit us.
Aw.
Oh no, it's not going to hit us.
It's gonna hit the
coming-
sun. The sun is gonna leave our orbit, and we're gonna be fucked in darkness.
It's gonna leave our orbit.
Okay.
How does that even work?
You know what, Goose? I'll allow your extra questions now, even though you already submitted 2. But since we need some more to fill up the show, and that's a good one. That's a very timely question too, sir. Anyway, let's get into it, man. First up here, and I got the Chirons ready. Chiron. All right. First up, we got a question from Annihilator83. If these next-gen consoles are going to be $500 or more, do you think we'll see more people buying just one console? When you add games and memberships, etc., it's going to be fairly pricey. Here's the thing. Most people only buy one console when they come out.
Yeah.
You know, like at launch, like people only buy one. Like they may eventually buy the other one, but at launch, like even when the consoles were $400 and stuff, like people just bought one. Why do you think you see console wars happening, man? Because people buy one console and they stick.
Most
and
of those guys just have one anyway, right?
yeah. Even now they only have one, so they buy their console. Again, that's the Genesis. Genesis. That's pretty Prophetic of me to say that, but yeah, that's the genesis of a console war. You buy a console and you defend it to the death. You know,
I think the key for both Microsoft and Sony is to have really good trade-in offers and all kinds of other little ways to knock off a few $100 for what you have, so that way you can get this on the cheap. Because this economy is going to be fucked, even if this thing clears up soon, leading up to the summer and going into the fall. So if they want people to shell out $500, even $450 for new consoles, when everything is perfectly fine with your PS4 and all that shit, I mean, there's really no need to jump. They're gonna need something. Whether they say, "Hey, trade in your PS4 Pro, you'll get a little extra, a few $100 off." But yeah, you gotta have some kind of deal.
That's something we discussed even before this Corona shit happened.
No, that's what I'm saying. They just have we're discussing. They have to make sure that happens. That has to come to pass. They can't rely on third parties like they had before, where, oh well, I'm sure GameStop will do some kind of trade in or Best Buy. No, they need to implement, like Sony, Microsoft is talking about doing it with their stores, just like they did with the X. They're going to do that again for this one. So they already have that plan as, no, this is definitely going to be part of it. Plus, we're going to do payment plans, which we've already seen.
Payment plans would work for sure, man.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. They got to definitely come up with some kind of strategy for this, because shit's going to be fucked up. And people are, the last thing they're going to think of is picking up a console. We got people right now unsubscribing all these premium services that we saw Disney go up, and then now it talks that they're thinking of selling their shit. We got the Peacock that hasn't even really gone live, and it's falling apart with content because everything's delayed. You know what I mean? It's just like everything from all these services. Everybody relied so heavily on them, and now it just takes something like this within a matter of weeks. We're not even a month into this shit, and we're seeing things crumble. Fucking nuts.
I don't think, like, I agree with what Tony mentioned. It's like most people don't get more than one console, and there's still I don't know if you're considering the Switch still, because a lot of people will get that and are getting that.
Oh, it's sold out most places from what I was hearing.
Yeah, so I think console sales will still be, even if they're both $500, I still think they're gonna sell on par to any other holiday season. I don't really see any issues with it.
Yeah,
if it was $600, then maybe then something might change. But $500, I think it's still within the realm of, where people will still not think much. Like, won't think twice about getting it if they actually want it.
Trade-ins and payment plans. That's it. That $500 won't hurt. Won't hurt.
Yeah, I agree with Goose here. He says, since the Wii, I see Nintendo consoles as an accessory to the big boy consoles. Exactly. That's
nope. What about the Wii U? That wasn't an accessory to anything.
Oh yeah, it's just
accessory to the garbage.
It was just a bad console.
It was bad.
I love
junk
the Wii U.
pile. That shit fucking next to my Ouya.
Yo, what's going on, Sketch? He goes, "Mi gente, how's your quarantine? It's going good, man. For me and Manny too. It's like shit is as usual. We're freelancers. We work
same
from home.
shit.
Same old shit, different day.
Sketch. You do the same shit. You work from home.
Yeah, my life hasn't changed at all, man. It's all the same here,
Same shit, different day. I mean, the only difference is that a lot of the places are closed off. Like, if you want, like, sometimes I take a coffee break and I walk up to the Dunkin' Donuts up the street. Other than that, that's the only difference.
Man, he says he was ahead of the curve. We were ahead of the curve, Sketch. Yeah, man. I've been working from back home from
since the 80s.
Freelance, for around 10 years or more.
So no quarantine over here, so everything's going fine on my end.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what the hell were we saying?
And it's molded by it.
Molded by the quarantine.
Do we really have anything else to add to this? Like, most people just buy one console. That's pretty much all they buy.
I'm the only freak with one console in this room.
Yeah, you're right. Like, people will eventually buy another one, but in the beginning, it's gonna be one. Not first. No way.
No. Only like whales and early adopters.
Yeah, right. I imagine real whales buying. Like, they buying consoles out there in the sea and shit.
No, but you know what?
Your PlayStation 5 works underwater under pressures of the deep.
I wonder. It probably also depends on how close they come out within that window. Like, are they within a month? 2 months,
Well,
3
remember,
months.
Well, they're always around Black Friday, right?
Yeah, they always
Are
are.
they?
Yeah, they
November,
are.
yeah.
As a matter of fact, the start of this generation, it was only 1 week that separated them. PlayStation came out first around like the 13th, I believe, November 13th, and then the Xbox One came out November 22nd. So it was just a week apart, you know. So I'm expecting, things.
Because,
Here's like both of them are claiming that they're going to release the consoles during the holiday. They haven't changed their plans on that.
Yeah.
You know?
So you have your turkey, and then you throw your family to the side and run to the store.
Yeah, right. Get the fuck out of my way.
Wow.
You know.
Make sure you get there first.
No, the stores will be gone. You had to pre-order online somewhere, and hopefully it gets delivered.
It all depends on. It all really depends on the.
Yo,
games.
GameStop is salivating at those fucking console sales right now.
They're
Yo, we
hoping they
need
can
this
survive
shit.
to that. That's why they want people to work. They need to survive. They need these stores to remain open to survive to get to that point.
Shit is
Man,
crazy.
if all of this shit, if all this shit's still happening, the whole quarantine stuff, social distancing, that's gonna fuck everything up.
It's gonna kill. It's already killing quite a bit of businesses. Like quite a bit of comic book stores have said that they're closing up permanently. They cannot survive the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
This
Mom and pop restaurants around me gone.
A lot of them are just closing up permanently because
That's
they can't just keep that up. Being closed for 2 weeks without any revenue coming in.
GameStop is not going to
happen.
be any different, despite them being a essential retail according to them. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Well, it's funny because a lot of stores, some of the stores before they released that whole thing, like everybody, like at least specific states, that everything needs to be closed, any unessential sort of thing, right? But for a while, like stores were just doing like, okay, yeah, we're just gonna have like you drive up to the place, you make your appointment, when you're gonna come in, and you come in, pick your game or whatever, not your game, but your pick up your comics or whatever, and they'll bring it to you.
Yeah. Interesting, man. All right, let's move on here. Next question from Reaction King GIF or Reaction GIF King. There we gotta get that right. All right. Could the rumored Lockhart play a key role for Microsoft Next Gen if it launches at $299? We have fanboys and stupid console warriors, but the mainstream only cares about what's cheaper, a point that Tony always points out, and he's right about. Xbox 360 last gen won mindshare in large part because it launched at a cheaper price. PS4 this generation was aided by Microsoft's trip and fall out of the gate, but the $399 price point was a big bonus. All right, for you guys who may not know, I actually had to research it too. I'm like, what the fuck is Lockhart? Lockhart is supposedly like Microsoft's Brett, remember you talked about they're going to launch 2 systems on launch Xbox? This is the cheaper, less powerful variant of the Xbox Series X. So what the fuck is that?
I don't know.
That was the sound of me being right.
Okay. Oh, is that what that was? Where's Chewbacca, man? I miss him. That's what I want to hear. Fuck that shit. I want to hear Chewbacca whenever you get
Didn't you see last Star Wars? He died. That shit blew up.
Not in Brett's phone, man. Stop spoiling shit too, by the way. So do we think Lockhart is going to have any like impact if it lost at $300?
I mean, it all depends on the games. Doesn't matter if you have a cheap
You're
console.
right about that. Because obviously a $299 console would be pretty fucking sweet. And let's just
it would definitely be sweet.
Joe Blow going, and we
talked just get it.
Remember it goes the other way around too. It doesn't matter if it's Sony, Nintendo, whatever. $299 console, Joe Blow was buying that shit for his kid.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's like the longevity. I don't know if it's going to be there. And like, here's my question that I don't understand: if this is the less powerful variant of the Xbox One X, don't we already have that in the? But
that's the thing. I don't know what I'm saying. This doesn't apply anymore, though. Major Nelson confirmed on his podcast that they only had one, and it was just this one that was coming out.
Yeah, well, that's why he's saying if, but no. But again, just to finish my question, okay, what is the point of the Lockhart if we already have the Xbox One X? So is it more powerful than the Xbox One X, but not as more powerful as the Series X? That's stupid. That's a redundant console.
Yeah, no.
What if it's essentially an X, right? But with some slight improvements to it.
They said it's not going to have. It's going to. They said it's not going to have a disc tray in it, and it's going to be less powerful. But I'm like,
it would be a discless X.
Yeah. The fuck's the point?
That's not enough to drop.
That's what I'm saying. There's no point. They already have 2 other consoles.
So are you going to lower the price of the X? The X is still $500, isn't it?
No.
No,
What-
it's
how much is
it's-
that shit
it's-
right now?
$350 was the last that I saw for.
Let me
So
go to
cheap.
Amazon.
Well, it's on special all the time.
Yeah.
But Tony, going back to the whole Xbox One X thing, like I think, I mean, the Series X, just GPU wise, is double as powerful than the Xbox One X. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can get a better version of the Xbox One X because that one's still using the Jaguar
Yeah.
CPU.
Yo, this shit is $269, son.
Yeah, you can get it.
Oh, it's
1
renewed. That shit
terabyte.
don't count. That shit don't count.
No, this
But-
one's
but it's
new
still-
on Amazon. $340 free shipping. From Amazon.
Wow, they knocked that price
Xbox
down.
One X, 1 terabyte.
But so they would have to lower the price of this shit then.
Oh, and it comes with Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, and here's one with Gears of War. That's $389 though, but it's still under $400, which we always say that's a sweet spot.
Yeah,
spot,
$340. Anybody want that? Jump on it now.
Man, I regret fucking paying
It's
$500.
Microsoft's pre-gen butter system. If you want to get it,
Who says the Lockhart is rumored to have the same CPU as the Xbox Series X with a less powerful GPU? But again,
That makes sense.
So
Less
it's
memory
less
too.
powerful than the Xbox Series X.
yeah.
no,
But above the Xbox One.
X.
no, that would complicate things, and then that would just clutter their
I don't
SKUs.
know.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah,
forget,
it's-
Yeah.
the Xbox Series X is the next gen. Xbox One X is what came out like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
No, they won't do that. Remember, and we got XCloud.
Their
Xbox.
naming conventions are fucking
Microsoft is
It's so
horrible.
Yeah,
stupid.
the naming is
Horrible.
bad. Yeah, it's very.
It's
It's so
terrible.
idiotic the way they're doing it.
Yeah.
Should bring back the hidden names. Remember
I'm
Durango?
just gonna call it the new Xbox because this is stupid.
But the
right
thing is,
now.
it's like, but here's the thing, like from like they're not. They said from what Adam said they're not going to be doing multiple SKUs, but why then call it a series?
Yeah.
No. At launch.
At launch,
There's
okay.
only at launch. He said there's only one that they're going to be showing out at launch, and it's this. Of course, they remember they said they have plans to keep making consoles, but they're only going to show off at launch this one. This is the one that they want to focus on.
It is the one.
That's
Well, to answer the question though, I think it'll definitely give an advantage. But the major question is, and I think everyone agrees, but the major question is it a significant advantage where it'll overtake the PS5?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No, I don't think so. In the long run, no.
no. I think the only thing that's going to overtake PS5 is going to be the XCloud. Everybody will jump on that and be like, "Oh, I get to play these games, these multiplayer games all over the place, high quality on my phone, on my tablet, on my
I don't
TV."
I
everywhere."
think that's kind of true for like people who aren't like full on gamers like us. Like gamers like us will want that shit dedicated, no streaming. You know.
Well, by default, it'll
Oh,
overtake. It'll overtake whatever PlayStation does because it's available everywhere, literally everywhere. Well, not literally, but
Everywhere.
Actually, here's my side question: who here on the panel is willing to play streaming games over games that you have dedicated onto your system?
What?
uh,
Well, no,
Really?
it's continuing. I would definitely do it because think about it, it's continuing from your save point. So I will be
Adam,
playing.
you'd be okay playing a streaming game versus like a normal game.
No, what? No, I'm talking about the whole point is if I have the game, because remember, there's two versions of the xCloud. There's playing the games where it'll stream from your console wherever you're at, and then there's if you pay for the service and you do that. So
Yeah.
if I have the game and let's say I'm playing it and then I'm going to play it at work or whatever, then yes, I would love that option because I'm continuing my gameplay. I don't want to have to rebuy some shit.
Gotcha.
You know,
Okay.
I can- I
No,
can
I was
do
just wondering if you, because it was more of a black and white question. Like, would you go fuck all this downloading games? I'm just going to stream everything and that's it.
Shit, if that was the case, I would have got a Stadia, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know.
No, nobody's going to do that. But
But
people are
Stadia-
going to see this as a viable option.
but Stadia is not that. It's not working right now. I
No,
mean,
exactly. It's not working. But it puts that bad
console
taste.
ain't, yo, that console ain't right. I don't know how to do Hank Hill, but you know what I'm saying.
It ain't right.
Yeah, that console ain't right.
It ain't right.
but I mean, if it ever gets to the point where it's on par with consoles, and you don't have to worry about bandwidth and having laggy ass games and shit, then yeah, I'd make the switch.
Tony, you played it. You
Yeah,
played it
Oh, yeah,
over. Wasn't even Wi-Fi. Wasn't it cell data or something? You just. Or was it? What were you on?
No, I played Project X Cloud and it was a hotel
Okay,
Wi-Fi.
so it's a
But
busy
no,
area.
fuck no. But that would not be my preference. It needs to be maybe it's because I'm old school. I need a console, game in it, or PC with a game installed in it. You know.
Yeah.
I,
But
I
let's
will
say
not- I
when you're
will not- I will-
traveling and it was just you're continuing your play, would
I
you
don't-
see that as
I
an
don't-
option?
I don't play when I travel, bro.
Yeah.
I don't.
On the plane. You don't.
No,
play-
I read. I'd rather read. I'm not trying to play more
You
games. Well,
read?
yeah,
You put your eyes on words.
yeah, man.
Not on another screen.
I'm not trying to play games on a plane, man.
Are you
You know?
kidding?
These goddamn games on this goddamn plane.
Holy
Yeah, no, I remember the first time I went traveling and shit. I brought my Vita, my 3DS. I never used them. I'm like,
I'm the exact same way.
yeah, I never used them. So I'm like, okay,
And when I went to Hawaii, I carried everything with me, and I used everything.
Yeah,
It was
no.
a long ass flight, man.
but again, I understand people who do want that, so that's fine. But they need some good Wi-Fi on that plane for that shit to work, though, man.
Yeah, Wi-Fi. I
They
mean,
never
Wi-
have.
It never works. It never
Never.
works, man. I
Never
wasted
works.
$15 for that shit on one.
So
of the
if they
flights,
give
man.
you, if let's say some of the games will do partial downloads. So let's say you're playing a game and it says, "Hey, we've broken it up. We have 2 chapters of this. The next 2 chapters, which are about an hour, 2 hours long, and you do have the data space for. We could load this on your device. Would you do it then?
On the road?
Yeah,
No, I don't play games on the road. I just told you.
on a bus.
No,
Anywhere?
I don't play games.
park?
No, I don't play games on the road, man. Gaming is done at home for me. That's how I play. You know. So
Oh, that's right. You don't
Brian
even play
likes
your
to-
Switch on the go. That's right.
Brian likes to play his games on the tube.
Yeah, he plays on the tube.
yeah, right. Adam, my Switch has never left my house, bro.
Yeah.
It's on the dock, baby. The fuck
That's
was
why
the
he
question?
wants
What
to
the hell
switch.
we were talking about?
Oh,
That's why he
real quick. Richard sent me a message. He said 6 hours.
Whoa,
He
whoa,
beat
whoa,
it
whoa,
in
whoa,
6
whoa, whoa,
hours.
whoa, 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 whoa! Don't. Okay, we're not gonna say. We're not gonna say. What,
Don't.
Oh,
Yeah,
No,
we're not
I
gonna
said the
say-
game.
Adam,
I'm not saying
Adam,
the game.
chill.
I'm not saying the game. I just said 6 hours.
All right, that sounds about right, but chill.
Yeah, man.
It's Ninja Gaiden. Everybody fucking knows it's Ninja
Adam,
Gaiden.
man,
You can't
you
hide
need
shit
a
from the fans.
fucking
Come
heart
on now.
attack
They,
right now,
they
man.
follow our shit on Twitter.
I'm pretty sure Rich is in the NASA site, and in 6 hours to the asteroid hits us.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, Adam.
6 hours. Ninja Gaiden for life.
All right, let's move on, man.
Don't double down, Adam.
Jesus Christ, man. All right, next question here from the Reaction GIF King. All right, with over 12 million views on YouTube and 600,000 watching the stream live on Twitch, Sony stumbled out of the gate with the PS5 reveal. This cannot be disputed. Could there be any truth to the rumblings of a management team led by Jim Ryan, now compounded by their lackluster reveal of the PS5 in disarray? To put it in context, in the past 18 months, we've had the following. Jim Ryan becomes Sony SEI CEO. Sean Layden is either fired or he steps down. Shuhei Yoshida moved from president of Worldwide Studios to working with third-party indies. Herman Holtz becomes president of Worldwide Studios. Reports of Sony being iffy on launch price, lack of PS5 news relative to the competition. So yeah, do we think the PlayStation, upper management is in disarray at the moment?
I think it has been.
Yeah, it
definitely has to be.
It's pretty
Everybody's taking
fucking
different
obvious.
roles.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's like, why did they do all these changes right before the launch of this console?
Something else happened that we don't know.
With Gio Corsi leaves, Shuhei Yoshida moves to another position. What's his face?
Sean Layton just disappears, man.
Sean Layton just leaves. Like what is going on over there that all these things needed to happen so close to the launch of their new console?
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think if anybody here that's ever been in a big company and gone to certain events where new management comes in or there's a new strategy for the next year and it sounds like shit, and they start talking crazy about different people's roles and what they are expecting people to do, that's when usually people decide, you know what, I think it's time for me to go. I've been here long enough. I don't want to deal with the headaches. And then we just seen people either move other positions or just walk away from the company altogether. Something like this must have happened over there.
So the reverse Reggie.
There you go. Happy birthday.
Reverse Reggie.
Yeah, it's hard to say the reasons why all of these people are either being let go or leaving. But yeah, everything's in disarray right now. The messaging is definitely nowhere near on point where there needs to be. This last stream was it's I don't want to compare it to TV, sports, but it's goddamn near that. The only reason why it's not near that is because it's not as memeable as that it was.
Yeah, and because we knew what his origin is. It was just their GDC copy and pasted, you know? But at the same time, yeah, optically, that shit didn't look good, man. Even for hardcore PlayStation guys. Like me, I was like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? You know?
Yeah, only hardcore PlayStation guys were watching that stream during the day. Well, actually, people aren't in school anymore, so
yeah, everybody's on lockdown.
Yeah. So, but a lot of people were watching the live stream. We were watching it too, and we saw a lot of the comments were just a whole bunch of Z's and people saying, "What the hell is this?" And all the comments after the video post, it's like, was this a lecture? Or is like, I think I just got a master's degree in engineering. And it's like, this did not come through that well, and we understand that this was the GDC presentation, but people need to learn how to, organize.
Here's the problem. Like they didn't take the time to refine his GDC lecture into a consumer friendly presentation.
Paste, that's all it was.
Yeah. They just had him walk out there in front of the cardboard cutouts and give the exact same thing he would have given to developers at GDC. Why did they not take the time to go, okay, let's take Mark's thing, break it down, and make it more presentable to people? And then, he don't even throw out a logo. He had shit up there about, like, HRTF and how sound interacts with your ears and all that. Give me a picture of your ears, all this weird shit. Like, I don't know what this...
And the silhouettes, man. The silhouettes are still not moving. Man, I don't know. I don't know what
I was just gonna say, like, go ahead.
No, going back to your question.
I was just gonna say, like, yo, like I've been saying this, like, Jim Ryan, man. I'm sorry, that dude, like, he isn't running shit right, like, and we've heard stories about the guy's personality. I don't know him, so I can't say too much, but basically, he's not really much of a people person, and it is kind of weird that they pretty much got rid of the golden dream team from last gen. Look how great that messaging was right out of the bat. It was great.
Well, I mean, every single person that's responsible for the success of the PlayStation 5 is pretty much gone.
Four
has all pretty much been moved, either moved on to new positions, totally left Sony. And to be honest, it's like when you hear, like, just like dominoes, like Adam Boy's leaving, Gio Corsi leaving, then what's his face, the main guy,
Sean Layden,
Sean Layden, and then Sean Layden, and then the other guy that took over for him after, right?
Who took over for him? Oh,
well,
okay,
wasn't there a third
guy?
guy, the kind of larger guy, the fatter guy?
The fat, I don't know. But,
that's not Sean Layden, right? Sean Layden's a British guy.
No, you're talking. That's House. You're thinking of.
Andrew House is gone too, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
So all of those guys are gone. So what's going on?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, quick thing. Annihilator says, can you imagine if Apple came on stage and didn't show off their phone? To be fair, remember when PlayStation revealed the PlayStation 4, they didn't show the console and they didn't give the price, because people are giving Sony some heat about that. Like, why did they show the console? Why did they give the price? They didn't do it last time either, so you shouldn't have been expecting that.
But they did it for the Pro.
But they did, but
yeah, for the Pro. But not when the PlayStation 4 was revealed.
Yeah.
PlayStation 4 was revealed. Yeah. But to be fair to those guys who are saying that, what did Sony show for an hour and a half? Games.
Yeah, they showed games, or they showed proof of concept stuff, like
deep
down.
Deep down.
Well, that's what they needed, man. They needed a proof of concept. Like, Cerny's talking about all this stuff, and his example for 3D audio was Dead Space.
Yeah.
Yo, what the fuck?
A dead game and a dead studio.
So if you go and look back at that PlayStation thing,
oh man, you were thinking about Adam Boyes, by the way. He left too.
Yeah, Adam Boyes. All those guys are gone. What the fuck's going on over there?
Yeah.
Who over there saying, okay, you guys don't need to be here anymore, or what? Or some way, the way things were changing just was not cool for those guys who were working there. Just
all those guys weren't. That's what my conspiracy theory is. Those guys were unhappy about something. They all dipped.
That's what I'm saying. There was a meeting. Someone fucked up.
They gotta have something.
Maybe they didn't like Jim Ryan. Maybe they didn't like Jim Ryan. I don't know, man.
And there's a problem. I said this before when I talked about Sean Layden leaving. Whatever it is, if it's the board of directors in Japan or whoever's making this decision, they're really hurting themselves in the worst way possible. Like, PlayStation is their most profitable division of Sony, period.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. They can't lean on pictures. that's a failure. They can't lean on electronics. I mean, their televisions don't move that well. So it's PlayStation's bringing in a good chunk of their revenue. So screwing that up to me is like suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. That's their cash cow.
Yeah. So yeah, like, and to be like, and to like, again, like, Chris, like you said it right. It's like, why didn't they have somebody look over Cerny's thing and sort of create something simple, like a lower key version of whatever he did?
You mean a higher key version, man?
No.
That shit was too low key.
No. I'm saying like a lower key version. You see, you jumped in before I finished what I was fucking saying.
Hey man,
Anyway.
don't be cursing me, motherfucker.
Whoa.
Hey, I don't take that shit, man. Don't give me
This
no
is a
lip on my
quarantine
fucking
show. Take it easy.
Yeah,
People stress.
Yeah.
Don't jump in. Don't jump the head.
No,
before
well,
I
I was correcting you. You wanted to say like a low
a low key version of what they did last year. You get, not last year, but what they did at the PlayStation 4 conference. The original PlayStation 4 conference reveal thing, right? They obviously can't do a big old screen. They can't do all that stuff. But what did they do? They told you about the technology, and then they show you how the technology is being implemented. That's what they should have done. They should have given you some things, even if it wasn't fully completed, things like the rubber ducks, right?
Yeah, I want to see 1 billion of them, man. PlayStation 5, baby.
Or like what they did with the NAC demo, where they showed you a bunch of particle systems that they were showing, or an example of the the real time lighting the system that they have going on with the hardware. What was it? Ray tracing, something.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, and also,
some.
you guys mentioned, I think Tony, I don't know if anybody else mentioned it, but saying that they didn't show the console at the launch event for the PS4.
Yeah,
but you got to understand, this is a competition, and Microsoft showed the console in December. So just from a standpoint of looking at the competition, and that's why I'm so thankful that Microsoft is still in this freaking game, is that they're putting Sony's feet to the fire, and people have expectations now because their competitors doing it. It's like, why isn't Sony doing this? And it's good to know, because then they'll be in their ivory tower this whole time, thinking, oh, there's nothing that can go wrong with the PlayStation. But I mean, there's a competitor right across the street that is doing their shit and getting their shit.
Every industry needs competition. That's just bottom line. Every needs.
Yeah, you're right. Last gen, Sony, or this gen, Sony didn't need to show up the PS4 because they didn't have to.
They didn't have to.
Yeah, but now he's like, Xbox, like, hey, we got this big ass refrigerator for you guys. What's up?
And who knows? Maybe that was another concern that a lot of upper management had. They were like, all right, so what's the plan for 5? Oh, we'll just spew something out. Well, what do you mean just spew some? Well, look, we're in the lead. We have them all. We're good. What do we have to stress about? They'll just buy whenever we release it, right?
Yo, we don't get political, right?
Uh-oh.
This is reminding me of a certain someone running for president that's just nowhere to be found.
Get over Obama already, please. Holy shit, it's over.
This is actually really.
Don't get no more politics. We're done.
Yeah.
Well, we're not done with this question. Keep going if you want.
We're done with the show. I'm sorry.
We're
shutting this shit down right now.
Yeah, we're closing it down right now, son.
This is. I'm still kind of ticked off because it's just, it looks like everything has been mishandled so far.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
By the way, do I hear crickets right now? Damien, what's up, man?
Yo, man.
That's all I'm saying, Damien. What's up, man? What's up? We for 3 months we've been giving Sony shit, right? And then as soon as we have the press conference and we said, hey, the SSD is pretty cool, he got on our back. So you guys are the pony show. What the fuck is this shit? 3 months, motherfucker.
He waits to pick his spots.
Well, that's where the selective hearing comes in.
Yeah.
If we're talking about Sony, he's like, yes, that is how it is. I don't need to say anything. That is the truth.
Why is he acting like that?
that is the truth.
Yo, man, he's gonna have to take a picture of his ears so they can get those moles 3D audio.
Yeah.
I just find it funny for like actually it's not 3 months, I'm exaggerating, but about 2 months, pretty much the whole year. We've been giving Sony shit Shit for 2 fucking months, right? Damien nothing. Damien didn't say nothing. Crickets.
He's like that. He's you know what he's doing. He's right. He's like, yeah, preach. You're saying it right. That's the way it is.
Wait, question.
And then once we say something about Jesus, then that's when he jumps in.
The question I have for everybody here.
Jesus being Xbox.
I have a question for everybody here on the panel.
Hold on, no, fuck that. I'm going off right now. We gave Microsoft props when they dropped that Xbox One X, man, or the Series X. We're like, that shit is cool. Look at that fucking refrigerator. That's dope. Nothing. We didn't hear shit.
Yep.
We posted that video on Twitter too. That shit.
Yeah, but as soon as we say, the SSD on PlayStation may actually be better than on Xbox. What? You fucking ponies.
The most powerful console on the planet.
Oh god!
You know how many people are gonna send?
I love you, Davey, man. I love you, man. Just I didn't throw that out there. Go ahead, Adam.
How many people here are gonna send a mold of their ear for that special?
I'm gonna send them. I'm gonna send them a mold of something else, man.
Oh.
that is not happening. That is wishful thinking on Cerny's side.
That was a weird thing.
That was so odd.
That's Nintendo heart monitor sort of shit. Like silly, stupid shit.
The vitality sensor.
The vitality sensor.
Yeah.
Man.
Guys in the chat are cracking up over my. I'm gonna send him a mold of something else. You guys know what I'm saying, man. I'll send him a mold of that shit, like Gene Simmons, like he did.
Send him a box of poo, like Pink Flamingo.
Yo, what the fuck, man? What's going on tonight? All right, where the hell are we? Next question, man. Who's asking this shit?
Is it good?
What is this, Robin?
I am like, yeah. What is Annihilator is back, people. All right. His second question: do you think cross-gen games are bad for sales of next-gen systems?
Cross-gen games.
Yeah, basically, like like Call of Duty Modern. What the fuck? I don't know. Whatever Call of Duty is coming out this year, right? It's going to be available on PS4 and PS5. Do you really need a PS5?
If you want that additional specs and you want that experience, but they always do this because there's still a larger install on the previous series. It just makes sense. It's what's good for business.
That's the only reason. As soon as we're 2 years or 3 years into next gen, that will stop.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
pretty much like what happened last time.
Yeah. So basically, I don't like. Yeah, that was exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, we saw what happened this generation with cross-gen games. Didn't really hurt sales of the next-gen systems. So I don't think that's going to happen this year, barring any economic, craziness. So no, I don't think so. And like the guys just said, 2 years in, that's it. We're going to be full on into the next generation.
See, we can do it. And therein lies the there goes and lies the reason whether you should buy a console right away or wait. To be honest, I usually wait because it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to get the same. You're going to get maybe a bunch of the same old games, just with as Brett says, with shineriness on the the one that's on the 5 and the Series X, right? Or you just play the game. They look good enough for at the time, and then when they start really start putting out some games that you are interested in, jump in.
Yeah, man.
Or the tweet to that question: is it good for business that we're going to have all these games that fully supported, apparently, for backward compatibility?
I think for the X, I think there's only going to be one version. It's just going to be X enhanced. For Sony's thing, it's going to be a little bit of a different story, I think. I think there's going to be a 4 version and a 5 version.
Really?
That's what I think.
You think what do you mean? Like meaning two SKUs of a box, one that supports 4 and one that doesn't?
I think there's going to be 2 boxes, one game for the 4, one for the 5. But I think for the X, I think it's just going to be one version.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah. What I'm talking about is that the effect what they keep saying, once you get this box, you can trash your other one, sell it, whatever you want, because all those games, because even so, I don't know if you saw Major Nelson was trying to explain it to people. He's like, hey, dump all your games right now that you have on your Xbox One X. Put them on the external, take that external, plug it into your new Xbox, the Series 2 that comes out, and you're good to go. That's it. He said everything will just carry over and play.
So yeah, that's where they're going. So again, the Series X, it doesn't. It's not going to matter supposedly what version of it you're going to have. It's all going to be the same one, and then probably just going to toss a patch onto the ones, the ones to take advantage of the new stuff, right?
Bro,
Kind of like
having
different SKUs on a PC.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, even the Xbox One is a SKU if you think about it, because you could play Halo Infinite on that shit.
Yep. They're not distinguishing anything between any of the Xboxes. All of it's Xbox.
Yep.
You just pick up the one that can do things a little bit better than the last. So maybe Halo Infinite will not look as good on the older Xbox, but you can still play it.
Yeah. But of course, that leads to my, the other question I have is like, what kind of compromises will Microsoft have to make to their games in order to get them to run on everything? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it could be no different than the way PCs are running, right?
Yeah, it'll be exactly how PCs are run. It's like how you have the different levels, depending on the specs of your system.
So,
yeah.
So they probably have a list of lockdown specs for each one, kind of like from the Xbox One to the Xbox One X, right?
Yeah. No, I agree with you, but my point is, like, all you're gonna get, as Brett says, you're just gonna get shinier graphics. That's it.
That's pretty much it.
You're not really gonna get any like gameplay innovation because you can't, like, let's just say for the sake of argument that Microsoft game or developer wanted to have something akin to the Nemesis system. The reason I bring up Nemesis system is because remember when that game Shadow of Mordor was on PS3, they had to take that shit out because they couldn't handle it. So basically they have to keep that in mind. Microsoft does. Sony at least to be like, yo, we're just gonna go fucking crazy with the SSD and shit. We talked about that on Thursday show, how they could potentially design games differently now because they don't have to load as much. Manny, you brought up that example. Like, maybe you don't have to have games where you have to go through a crack every 5 minutes.
Yeah, we have the little teammate thing where you have to lift up the plank so the other guy can walk slowly through and then you walk through.
Yeah, or walking through 4 different rooms that have absolutely nothing in them.
Yeah,
or taking a really long elevator ride.
Exactly.
So yeah,
hidden loading times. So yeah, like you wouldn't need to build corridors, or essentially you couldn't because you have to hide the fact that the rest of the environment's loading in the distance.
Yeah. So my thing is like, okay, let's because I don't know too much about the Xbox's SSD, but let's just say for the sake of argument, it does the same shit the PlayStation 5 one does, right? Mm-hmm. That means they won't be able to implement some of those things on a game that has to also run on the Xbox One. They still have to have the crawling through the wall and shit like that. No matter what, even if the Xbox Series X games do not need to do shit like that,
Yeah, I think what Chris said about this is they're not worrying about innovation. They're just brute forcing. They're just throwing you the most powerful shit that they could possibly throw at you, and then it'll just make things look better and run better already.
Yeah, I'm just upset because you're right.
It's equivalent to like essentially buying all the best parts for your PC. That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah,
but then that all points to the PC master race, saying that that's what makes them the master race. The fact that they have all that.
Yeah. But it just sounds to me like you buy this badass fucking Ferrari that could go like 5 million miles an hour and you're stuck in LA traffic. It's like, okay.
They all do it. I mean, we talked about it. I brought it up, the whole thing with FIFA, where they were like, oh yeah, we have FIFA 19 and 20 and you can play it on your Switch. Well, Switch doesn't even have the main career mode and journey mode. It's gutted and it's sold at the same fucking price.
Nintendo tax.
It's a dumbed down version, and
Nintendo tax. Man, you know how that goes.
And they just charge them for it.
I heard you groaning over there. Yeah, Nintendo tax, baby.
Mm-hmm.
They made you pay. They made you pay a bunch of money for like for a 3-year-old FIFA game with the roster change. Oh yeah.
Next gen, baby. Shit is crazy right now. All right, let us move on. Oh, speak of the devil, Mr. Damien, man.
Dun, dun, dun. What's up, man?
Now these are good questions, though. Okay, with Sony building the PS5 around the SSD, how do you think it will work with physical media? We know the console dumps some of the assets on the drive, but in this case, will it have to dump the entire game onto the drive to maintain performance? It's a good question. Yep. Of course. Even nowadays with current consoles, they dump the entire game on there.
What game runs off the disc anymore?
No, none of them do.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a full install.
yeah. So yeah, remember Xbox One and PlayStation, they require full installs. So obviously the next gen systems will too. That's
Just
how
makes
it
you
is.
wonder if they changed their Blu-ray from the 50 gig, if they made, because there was talks that they were working on something larger than that.
Yeah.
That
They
would
didn't
suck for
really,
us.
they didn't really go specific on
Yeah.
that, but they said that it is a UHD drive.
Fuck, man. Talking like close to 100 gig per game.
I'm pretty sure like you'll
Didn't they talk
install
about
the
how
game
they're-
and then
Yeah. Did they talk about some like compression shit they're doing now or something like that?
Yeah, they have a new compression technique and stuff like that. So,
Shit, we'll
but
see.
it's also, it could also be that, like, since they're using this, from what Cerny said, the compression technique is it'll instantly the game can be compressed on your console, right, and then just instantly unpack itself and then run. That's at least what they're
Yeah,
what
that's
he's
what he
implying.
was claiming. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Goose is like, yo, what kind of question is that? I think Damien assumed that these games are still running off of this. They don't, brother. They
No,
have
they're
No,
not.
they don't,
Nothing's
yeah.
running off of this.
The only thing you get from a disc is a fucking key. That's really
it.
what it scans it for, just to see that, hey, all right, you do own it.
It's just that one bit of key that it spins up your disk for a couple of seconds to have that little key in the side of there,
Mhm.
and then after that it just runs it off the hard drive. If you notice, your disk does stop spinning after that initial
That's right.
load up,
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's all hard drive.
Yeah, games have not run off this since last gen, man. 360 era.
360, PlayStation 3, they were still running. They were still streaming shit off the disk.
Yeah. All right, moving on. With developers normally designing games for the smallest common denominator, how quickly do you think third-party developers will design games around the SSD benefits Sony is trying to implement? All right, I guess he's assuming that the PlayStation 5 is the lowest common denominator here.
Because of the teraflops, he's saying.
Yeah. Again, even Digital Foundry said when it comes to teraflops for these systems, it doesn't even matter. Especially because of the Chris, you could explain it better than I can, but go ahead, explain why it doesn't matter this time.
Well, I think in the question I was going to say I don't think he thinks PS5 is the lowest common denominator, but the teraflops aren't a big deal because Sony's like throttling their stuff based on power and heat output, but they're compensating for it. I explained it before with the load times and how they're piping data into the bus, into the memory, and into the CPU, and how much data they have access to at any time. So it's not so much like the power, like they're slightly behind the Xbox, but the fact that they can pipe so much into memory and then have access to all that stuff, and they're buffering it every second, means that you have unimaginably fast load time. So that's how they're compensating for that issue, and that's where the cost is going. That's like the cost of that custom SSD and stuff. So I mentioned that they have to cut something, right? They cannot do what Microsoft did and just be like, here, just give us the fastest custom RDNA and the fastest custom Zen 2, and we'll clock it as high as possible, and whatever. But that all adds cost. Same thing why they have this 825 gig SSD and it's not a full terabyte, right? That extra chip, they're trying to compromise on price as much as possible. So that's where. So the meat of the question is like, when will developers want to take advantage of that? That's a hard one. If you're going to make an exclusive game for PS5, then yes, you could take advantage of it and not have to worry about the speeds. It's like I'm gonna make these huge map chunks that'll load, and I could count on the SSD to pipe in and render all this stuff. But what happens if you want to multiplat that game? And then you're gonna have problems, right? Like even PCs don't have a throughput speed like that. So you're either gonna have to make it exclusive, or if it's lowest common denominator, if you're coding for Xbox and PS4, then you can't really take advantage of it, so to speak. Like you'll code it to Xbox's standards. It's like, okay, I have this consistent bus speed that meets the PCIe specs, so I won't worry about it. But I don't think it's much concern. Like the PS5 will handle it. But if you're gonna say, oh, I need that maximum throughput that the PS5 can do. I'm going to load these giant maps and have all this shit on there at the same time, whatever. Well, then you're pretty much locking yourself to have an exclusive game.
Yeah. So yeah, like I don't think I agree with Chris. It was like I don't think that, like a lot of the companies are probably going to be taking advantage of it. At least a lot of the third-party guys.
Yeah.
Unless Sony has some sort of solution which essentially packs the data for them. Like, I think PS4 had a bunch of automated systems where you could easily port Vita games over to the 4 really easily, without too much adjustments happening. So maybe that's a sort of solution they're looking into too, where it's like something that essentially packs the data and somehow takes advantage of whatever the SSD can do. But I don't know. That's just assuming.
Yeah. I want to quickly read some of the stuff here in the chat because I thought it was kind of good. About this. Ooh, Sketch goes, why do people keep thinking teraflops are all encompassing? And Goose replies, because it's a buzzword and two people, they ain't that bright. Yeah. Yeah, people are just latching on to teraflops because they thought it was something important last gen.
It's obviously it's raw computing power, but at the same time, but again, what if you could save in other places?
Yeah. Yeah, you compensate. It's gonna be interesting, man. All right, where the hell are we? Yeah, keep bringing them in, guys. More questions, man. We still got more show for you.
Mm-hmm.
Goose says Sealy is right. First parties will take advantage of their respective boxes, but third parties won't do it because of cost and having to be as efficient as possible to hit deadlines. Yeah, they can't make one version overtly better than the other. They have
precise. It cannibalizes all the other ones. They don't want that.
They don't want that. Yeah.
It's precisely why the differences between the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 4 happen. Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 happened. Obviously, at the time, the PlayStation 3 was the most powerful console, but it was also the worst, the hardest to design for. It meant that every single developer had to kind of delve deeper into a game especially when it comes to multi-platform games, they didn't have the time to do that. So they just spec out the Xbox One because it's easier to develop for, and then just port it over to the 3.
Yeah. All right, man. Moving on here to GZDR Forever. All right. So his first question is, can Microsoft still market Xbox Game Pass next gen if the games are not remastered to 4K 60 frames a second with ray tracing?
Of course they can.
Yeah, of course they can. People want to play old shit.
That's it. People play old shit now. People are always playing old shit.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any much more to add to that. Of course they will.
I don't think anybody's expecting fucking what was it, to Vanquish to look any better on the new thing. It's just the only reason why you bring over games like that, like older games like that, is preservation, and they can make a couple of bucks off.
Yeah. I don't think. They spend all this time building that library. They're not gonna just get rid of a chunk of it if some of the old games don't, get changed or get altered in any way. So no,
it's a good cheap service. A lot of people get it just for that fact. Like, there's a bunch of games on there. They'll play something. They'll like something on there.
I think the one thing that'll happen that happens with this is that at least you'll be able to get an older game and it'll run better because the console is so brute force powerful. All those little hiccups and frame skipping things that you always the Digital Foundry kind of belly aches about. You won't see a lot of that.
Yeah. Yo, bro, what are you doing back there, bro? I see you gaming.
Playing some Animal Crossing, but my internet keeps cutting in and out real bad, so I'm afraid to jump in too much.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Damn, that Google Fiber is failing you?
Dude, they just announced here they're instituting a 30-day quarantine starting Tuesday. So everybody is pretty much in on their
Oh,
computer,
shit.
and the bandwidth is the
Oh,
infrastructure, the
goddamn.
bandwidth
Yeah,
is
man.
crashing.
Fucking crazy.
That sucks, man. I mean, you sound good now, so feel free to jump in if you feel like it.
Yeah. I'll jump in from time to time, but yeah, I'm just sticking around on Animal Crossing. It's a nice relief in this stressful time. But like, I'm definitely gonna get to Doom, but I need to decompress for a little bit because I've been rolling around being the person running the stores. They're still working.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, I was wondering about that. So, what's the story with you guys and tattoos? Do you do?
Oh
house
no,
calls?
we have
Is
to
that a
shut
house?
the fuck down. Like they implied like, okay, all non-essential businesses, and you need to keep your social distance and things like that, which like we didn't qualify for. So we're like, we're gonna do some special procedures where like we lock the doors, take only appointments, one person at a time. Like you can't have like a person who drove you, literally one single person at a time. We check you when you come in the door, talk to you for a minute, check you for symptoms, temperature, and then tattoo with mask and normal protocol gloves, scrub down ahead of time before and after. But then they announced that specifically anything non-essential, and that includes things like nail salons, barbers, hair shops, nail salon, a bunch of stuff, and tattoo studios. It names it in there, so we're like, okay, so I guess we're closed for 30 days. Cool. So I'm gonna have a chance to catch up on some video games, but I'm gonna be poor.
Bike shops are open. That was one of the things that they mentioned. They said, "Hey, it's essential because a lot of people don't want to get on cars or buses or avoid public transportation. And if they have a bike, they're going to use it. So bike shops are to remain open for bike repair and for purchase." That was interesting.
I mean, that kind of makes sense. But
yeah, I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Fair.
All right, man. Let's move on to the next question here, which I believe is also from GZDR. Yes, it is. All right. When Horizon Zero Dawn comes to PC, would you have a problem if modders make Aloy or other characters nude, or mod the game so much that it no longer represents the developer's vision? PC modders do whatever the fuck they want. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
I got the platinum in the game. I don't care. Whatever. But that's what PC guys do. They mod shit. That's what they do.
Why would you care if people mod stuff?
Yeah, who cares? Who cares?
People think they make it seem like this is a personal attack. Remember the whole thing with the game going there in the first place? Who cares? You had your fun. You still own it. It's not like they removed it completely from your PlayStation. Said, "Oh, now you can't play it. It's only for PC heads." It's bullshit. Let everybody play. Fuck it. You had your time. It's all right.
Yeah. So, by the way, I could see the fanboys using that as a weapon. Like, oh, look what they're doing to your game. This is why are you bringing it to PC? I see that shit coming, bro.
Money. Money.
They're gonna be tagging Gorilla and shit. Like, look what they're doing to your game. Look what they're doing.
I think a lot of game developers just kind of play out of sight, out of mind when it comes to modding.
Yeah,
they're just like, we don't see it. Doesn't happen. We're just. You have it's as long as you bought the damn thing,
Unless it's ruining the experience online. I know Destiny, they crack down on that.
Yeah, but it's not even an online game,
Well, yeah, for online games, it's obviously the most problematic because of what it means. It means it's a competitive game, and somebody has essentially an automatic thing that shoots at people's heads. That's not cool.
Yeah, obviously, but for this game, single player, who gives a shit?
No, I mean, as long as you, here's the thing. Like, I feel like at this point in time, for people who like, for Horizon Zero Dawn, if you really, really wanted that authentic Horizon Zero Dawn experience, just pop your old Horizon Zero Dawn inside of the console. But the thing is like, it's funny seeing all these people complaining about this, like, all those fake videos of people destroying their PlayStations and silliness like that. I mean, the world hasn't ended. All it just means is just, hey, they're trying to catch a little bit more money off of this thing. And to be honest, releasing something on PC, that's what that does. You capture a whole new batch of people who've decided to not, people who don't want to,
buy a console
and are more into their PC. So yeah, that's the space for them. I mean, Halo's on there. I mean, come on. If you want to talk about everything being on there, now most everything is on there.
I'm a bit confused as to what he means by mod it so that it goes beyond the developer's vision of what the game is meant to be. Like, I don't understand how someone can mod a game that much, or what they can do to
Yeah,
make
he's
it
like,
go
you know
beyond.
what I'm saying? Like I say, they're gonna be playing basketball and shit.
like
Exactly. I'm like,
Yeah.
looking
okay,
at
like
Hold on,
you
let
mod
Brian finish. Go ahead, Brian.
because I'm thinking that okay, like they'll mod in like just random nonsense. Like they'll mod in people from Jurassic Park in there just for the banter because why not? They'll mod in like the Terminator because why not? They'll mod in like Star Wars stuff like Death Star because that's what they do. But that doesn't really change the game. The game is still you do the same things and that's it. Like I don't think you can mod the gameplay. It's mostly just like you mod the skins. I don't know. You stick Solid Snake as one of the dinosaurs for banter. You know, like you do like nonsense stuff like that, not actually changing the mechanics or the missions or anything like that. So I'm a bit
Man.
confused of what.
Yeah, there was fun stuff for Resident Evil 2. I mean, look at
Yeah.
all the great mods they did to Mr. X. Playing X going to give it to you when he walks in the room or something. Those are hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I guess a drastic change of the game is how those guys who did Red Dead Redemption essentially created a whole new event in the game. You remember the hot coffee mod to that thing that they
Hey,
did?
we got the new one that just came out.
Yeah, so they essentially just took animations from within the game and then created a sort of event that you can trigger to have this thing happen. So, I mean, that is kind of drastically changing the game because it's doing something it didn't do there. But at the same time, it's like this is not an online mode, so you're not really affecting anybody while you're doing this. The only things that affect everybody is when you start, essentially, if they're somehow able to steal the game. That's the thing that starts to affect people, and if the game is online.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, let us move on here to the next question. This one's from Goose, who is also the reaction king, but again, little deficit on the question, so we will take it tonight, man. And Sketch, I got your questions, bro. So we are good on that end. We answering questions on a question show? How's that possible?
The question show.
Rah. Why did I just do that? Rah.
The question show.
All right, man. So his first, actually, Goose's next question is a timely one.
Okay.
During this crisis, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get demonetized. During this crisis, what post-apocalyptic games do each of you recommend to play? Adam, can I just say your answer? Look at Adam's hat. Look at Adam's hat.
That's it. The Division. The Division. This is everything that's going on. It was a flu epidemic. It caused panic. It caused chaos. People dying. You have people just going out there and trying to solve things for themselves, which is what pretty much was going on with the Division. It's almost like a Minutemen type system. But it's so crazy because in New York, they already announced that the Jacob Javits is turning into a hospital. And in Division 1, you had MSG get turned into a hospital. So that could possibly happen next. It's nuts. So if you want to play something that's like that, where people are scavenging around for goods and hiding and self-quarantining because this shit is out there, then go ahead, play the Division. First one. You could go for the second one, but if not, go with the first one.
Yeah. My answer is, because, just to keep it more fun, Darksiders. That's post-apocalyptic, and it's a lot of fun. You get to see, one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse going through like a ravaged world and shit after the demons and angels have fucked it all up and stuff. Really fun. It to me, that's the last game I played that really reminded me of Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. I love Soul Reaver. I've been screaming that they need to bring that shit back. I know some people are saying, oh, it's like Zelda. I'm like, oh, fuck, that's like Soul Reaver, man. The real shit, So that's what I would recommend. And I believe the game just recently got remastered. All three of them, actually.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so yeah, go check them out. Very fun post-apocalyptic games. All right, Brett, what do you recommend? Oh, he's not answering.
I think
yeah, they did.
Ah,
All right,
probably
Brian,
guess.
why don't you go then?
I could probably guess that Brett is either going to say
Fallout.
or Daisy. One of those two.
God damn it!
Haha,
Yeah.
back on it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say Metro games.
I knew you were gonna say that shit.
Metro
course.
games are fantastic. Like, come on, it's exactly that. Well, it's post-apocalyptic because of nuclear fallout, but not because of biases. But yeah, it's still pretty cool. Like people are living in metros. There's Nazis. There's Russians in there. So hey, kind of like the real world.
Shit.
And plus, there's metros everywhere, so it makes sense, right? Like you go underground, all become like pseudo mole people. So hey.
Yeah, Chris.
Well, I just started it, but you could play Doom Eternal.
Oh yeah,
That's
that is
post-apocalyptic.
post-apocalyptic. That's right.
I mean,
Yeah.
hell on earth, man. Shit, everything is fucking destroyed. That's not even a spoiler. That's the start of the game.
Yeah, but do you come across any humans, or is it just I haven't started it yet? So,
Chris, is it post-apocalyptic or is it apocalyptic?
Yes. No, I mean.
Oh wait, no, he's right.
Yeah, that
no,
shit
Chris,
happened.
Chris, he's right. He's right. It's apocalyptic.
Oh, it's
still
well, the shit is happening.
It's happening, yeah. So that's apocalyptic. That's apocalyptic.
All right, so old game you could play. I mean, Last of Us was good. That's
that's one.
Damn it! I kind of wanted to go without saying it. I wanted to go this whole segment without bringing it up, just so the chat would get mad at us for not bringing it up.
I just got back from a spotty connection. We've already mentioned Fallout, correct?
Yes. Well, no, Brett.
Yes.
We answered for you, and your answer was
Yeah.
Fallout.
Oh, you know what? You know what's a good post-apocalyptic game I enjoyed? I'll just start out there. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh,
that's a good.
Yeah,
That's a really
we
good
just
one.
talked about it last question. Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, there's your
You know, but yeah, I didn't think
Robot
about that.
dinosaurs? Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck.
dinosaurs. Yeah, man. Yeah, but you know what? Now that I think about it, there's very few games that are apocalyptic. Doom Eternal's one of them. You know,
Oh, yeah.
like this shit is
Shit,
happening. You know, oh man, Manny, post-apocalyptic games.
I'm gonna say Animal Crossing because that world has
Wait,
got to
what?
be the post-apocalyptic.
I love that answer, Manny. I was thinking about that. I was like, the new Animal Crossing seems like you're just like, you know what? You just sail off to an island because the rest of the world is has collapsed.
You're in a world that literally has every single inhabitant except for you is an animal. Post-apocalyptic. Some shit happened.
Wait, that's some Planet of the Apes shit then.
No,
No,
it's,
I like that. That's like
yeah.
the people have theories like that, or I'm pretty sure that's actually part of Adventure Time. Is like it's very cute on the surface, but it's actually a post-apocalyptic world filled with humanoid animals because humanoids
what
have
was
become
that
extinct.
DC book from the 70s? They
Oh,
couldn't
Commandi?
Commandi.
Yeah,
Commandi,
Commandi,
yeah,
yeah,
that
yeah.
was that.
Yeah,
That was it's just Planet of the Apes, but
Yep.
they didn't want to get sued.
I do have to say, on a personal note, playing Animal Crossing, fucking so cathartic and relaxing when all of this shit is going on. Just like, you know what? Yeah, like the economy's gonna collapse, there's a meteor gonna hit us, we're all there's a super virus coming, zombies are just days away. It's just to play some Animal Crossing, just get away.
See, Brett, this is why I like talking to you about games. They're so different. Like, to me, the way I unwind during this shit, playing some fucking Doom, son, killing shit. You know, that's how I unwind, you know?
No,
I
that's
love
how
it.
you get out your aggression.
Yeah,
There's
no,
a
but that's
difference.
unwinding too for me, man. You know?
I think there's a difference.
Yeah. I'm talking about for
I'll
me.
do
Like, yeah, like that's how
I do
unwind.
both though.
Yeah.
Like
I would-
I'll
yeah.
definitely let out my aggression, but there are other times when I want to be just like bait away. Like for you, the equivalent would be Death Stranding.
That is post. Well, is
That
that
is
post-apocalyptic?
post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, oh,
by the way.
absolutely,
That's
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
yeah.
talking the gameplay loop, like the
Oh,
it's most of the time like kind of Delta Brainwave, kind of just zone out, have fun, and play the game, build things every once in a while. It's very similar in the gameplay loop. Nothing in the art style or the story or anything like that.
No,
I'm
I
just
see
saying,
what
like,
you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, it is two different things, but like, I'm not really going, hey, I want to play Death Stranding because I want to relax. I'm just playing Death Stranding because I want to play Kojima shit. Like, if I want to relax, I want to listen to some. If I want to relax, I want to listen to some metal or play some fucking Doom or some game where I'm killing shit. You know, that's relaxing to me. You know.
I have a.
Actually, you know what?
question.
Actually, no. Here's the thing. Like for me, this is just. I know this is music, but it's still different. Like to me, relaxing music is like AC/DC or something. You know, that's relaxing. You know,
you seem to think having fun and relaxing are the same thing.
Kind of.
I'm
I'm enjoying
trying-
myself, you know, but that's an intro because I never really thought about that, you know.
Like the relaxing is a thing that like makes you peaceful, man. Makes you feel kind of like you would be like a stereotypical stoner. Like when you're done, you're just like, Man,
I think you hit on the head because remember, I don't like weed because it's like I don't want to relax. Because I'm always like rah, ready to fucking go. So
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like when you're like, when I relax, I go 90 miles an hour, sort of chug 3 monsters and fucking play some goddamn New Rip and Tear, and I'm like,
yeah, man.
I don't think that's relaxing, bro.
Yeah. No, but
I
Brett,
think that's turning it up to 11.
Yeah, no, but Brett, here's the thing, though, and I think you'll understand. It's like I'm already at a specific wavelength, right, of energy. So when I find something that has that same level of energy as I do, it cancels it each out, and then I relax. Because something's meeting me halfway there. Like I get into Zen mode when I'm playing Doom, son. That's me. Like
I can see that. I guess, but I used to get into super Zen mode, like in like CAD games, like the first Infamous. Like the more explosions that were going on, the more of a ballerina of explosions.
Yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, man.
You're just like, that's nice. I get that. I totally get that. I just want to know if there's any equivalent, because I know everybody else here has played some sort of. Since we're light on questions, I'll ask it.
Yeah. I mean, we actually got some more. Shout out to Fergus. But yeah, but here's the thing. Like, but I'm weird like that. Like, if I listen to some music that I don't normally like, even if it's actual relaxing music, like she's like, I feel anxious. I'm, what the fuck? Play something that makes me want to.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. Okay, like if it. And I hate to interrupt in the middle of the question. Is there any more answers?
Yeah, we got Carlos. One more.
If my answer was considered a real answer, no,
it's a real answer. I love a clever one. That's a great answer. I'm excited. But Manny, your
answer is my favorite.
But your other answer is Death Stranding. All right.
I was actually going to say Monkey Journey to the West.
That's a good one too.
Enslaved. Yeah,
that's a good one too.
Say that one.
Yeah. Well, we're just Journey. Journey's a good one.
Yeah, Journey. Is it in a post-apocalyptic world?
I don't know. We don't even know. I have a question. Fergus mentioned Nier Automata. Is that even post-apocalyptic?
Yes, it is post-apocalyptic.
That is the definition of the post-apocalyptic. By the way, this is something I was going to say.
Choice, yeah.
Most games, not a lot, but okay, not most, but a lot of games are post-apocalyptic these days. Just throwing out.
I'll go with that.
Yeah. Okay. Nier Automata is all right. Brett, what's your question / tangent thingy?
My question is, everybody likes to go nuts, blow shit up, that kind of thing. But what is your favorite game to just mellow out to?
Good question. Oh, I do have an answer for you.
I'll give examples first of the kind of answers I'm looking for.
I already have my answer.
Okay.
Sonic Mania. That's a relaxing fucking game. I zone the fuck out when I play that shit.
I can see that.
Zone.
Yeah. Okay, so that's my answer. Sonic Mania. Did you say no, motherfucker? It's my answer, man. Fuck you.
Mine's is FIFA. Any sport game, basketball, any of them. I just zone out and just play. Sport games. Skate, Tony Hawk today. I played a lot of Tony Hawk today with the kids.
For me, it's like those sort of point and click adventures.
Okay.
Those sorts of things where they involve actions, but they don't involve too much action.
Yeah, like they're they're the pace of whatever you want them to be.
They're sort of a passive pace. Even I would say older RPGs too, like when it was all turn based, where you didn't need, you kind of fall into that sort of.
I can see. I mean, you still get excited, but it's not like frantic. You're just like
no. It's not like you need to time anything. You don't need to time a jump or something like that. When you don't need to depend totally on the actual controls of the game being perfect. Pitch perfect.
By the way, Brett, the Sonic Mania kind of is your version of relaxing.
I mean, it's not. That's why I didn't say relaxing. I said mellow out too.
It's just, to me, relaxing, mellow out is the same shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's close enough. I think that's as close as you get to relaxing.
Yes. Oh yeah. Sonic Mania. That's about as close. I'm just chilled out. I'm just playing this game. I'm thinking about my childhood playing this shit. I'm loving the music. I love the little platforming and stuff. That's about as close as I get to chilling out. Again, for me, I'm the guy who chills out. If I want to listen to chill out music, I'm listening to AC/DC or some Guns N' Roses or something. Just chilled compared to like a Modern Moth or Nile or some crazy shit that I normally listen to.
I mean, the thing about like for me, I don't find platformers very relaxing, because again, it's like that same sort of idea where it's like you have to time the jump right. You'll die. You can get frustrated. I feel like well, this is for you, but for at least me, a true mellow out game is where dying is not even a concern. Really, it's really just sort of like, I mean, granted, you can die in an RPG, but really, it happens rarely.
Yeah. I would agree with Manny's assessment.
Yeah, no, I think I'm just a little bit of special because I still need something to kick me in the teeth, even a little bit. You know?
I'm weird. I can relax and play Dark Souls.
My man, hey, but those games could be Zen too. It could
Dark
be
Souls
Zen too.
is weirdly relaxing because it's it's pretty slow paced, and it doesn't come at you; you come at it.
You can also say that those games are post-apocalyptic too.
They are.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, they are. They actually are if you read the lore and shit. Actually, I don't need to read the lore. Brett told me the lore, so I know it's post-apocalyptic.
Dude,
all of them are after all these horrible things have happened, and then the world is all fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And shit ain't getting better,
The one thing about those From Software games, you can never fix anything.
Nope.
No matter what you do in Bloodborne and any of the Souls games, you can't fix it. It just gets worse.
They're kind of a nihilistic game company.
Yeah, very Lovecraftian. I love that shit.
By the way, is the Samurai Souls, is that also like that too?
Sekiro? I don't know.
Sekiro. Well, the country you're in or the prefecture you're in is all fucked up. You can't do anything about it. It is messed up. It doesn't end, well either. So
it's like I went here to do all of this. Oh no, I cannot do this. The justice cannot be prevailed.
Yeah, and they always have this shit where it's like hollows or phantoms, whatever. Sekiro has dragon rot, like this disease that people is killing people.
Oh, great.
There's always something.
Yeah. Brian, what do you play to relax?
It used to be Warframe, but now that's gone out the window. These days, it's a mix of things. I mainly just find games where I can just turn off to be really good at that. So I guess now it'd be Division 2 in the meantime, but I don't know, it's anything that I don't need to think to actually play. And I mean I don't need to strategize or think, okay, how do I meet this challenge effectively? How do I get out of this the best way possible? It's just I'll throw myself at it and then see what happens. So I guess a mix of that and sometimes Call of Duty. But I like to play Call of Duty in a way that people don't like, which is playing the small maps and 24/7. Because I don't consider Call of Duty to be a good game. I consider it to just be a really stupid game. So hence, the more stupid things that can happen per second, then the more fun I'm having. And more enjoyment I have, which is probably going to piss off a lot of people. But I'm sorry, the second that they have kill streaks is when the game just ruins it. So why not just put yourself on a map where everyone can have kill streaks all the time, and then just let the insanity just happen naturally.
Carlos.
It used to be Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm.
Well, thanks, Blizzard.
Yeah, thanks Blizzard for ruining my favorite game. And then I don't know, maybe Trials. I sometimes play Trials on the phone, or when I'm traveling or something. It's I don't really think. It's just it's more of a feeling kind of thing with that game. I can't really think of anything else. Yes, so I'll go with Trials.
All right. I think we got everybody. So let's move on here. I believe I have the question ready. Yes, I do. To Mr. Sketch, man. So his first question is, this one's kind of interesting. Kind of a hypothetical. What if Sony is making people sweat on purpose to put more pressure on Microsoft to come in and wall? Yeah, I'm not gonna read that part. Sketch, you're trying to get me in trouble, man. What if Sony is making people sweat on purpose to put more pressure on Microsoft after the fact on price? Would you guys be okay if Sony also brought out a discounted version of the PS5? So yeah, he's asking do you think they're doing this just to catch Microsoft off guard? Be like, yo, we got a cheaper console, motherfuckers.
No,
No, I
because
don't
we
think
already
so.
know Microsoft has a plan to compensate for the cost. It's going to be kind of expensive. I don't think it's going to be cheap. But with the trade-in and with the payment plans that they have linked with their stores, I think they're not stressed about that because they already have that covered.
Just like we covered in the previous question, I don't think all this that's happening is like deliberate on Sony's part. I think they're just very mismanaged at this point. You know, I don't think they're doing this to like throw Microsoft off their game. It would be interesting, but I doubt that. I think it's just the fact that Jim Ryan isn't running shit the way he should be. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. You know, it's clear he isn't. Like we should, like, how you gonna let your biggest competitor cut you off like that for months? You know. So that's my answer. What about the rest of you guys?
So, or they're playing that Sony's being playing playing a game with
Yes,
them?
yes. That all this is
I
deliberate.
I don't think it is. I don't think they're playing any sort of game, any arms race, because if they're doing an arms race right now, there's nothing happening on Sony's side.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like there was, when they revealed the logo, there was still that sort of like that thought, oh, hey, maybe what is it what they have? Like now it's just look like they're waiting so long to say anything about these things. It's starting to sound a little weird.
Yeah.
Well,
For sure.
yeah, there's no business strategy in waiting this long after your competitor has put out their key bullet points for their system to just go, oh no, we have so much to reveal, we're not going to say anything. Like, that's ridiculous.
The other
They-
the other theory is that they could just be holding out until all their last until all of this generation's big exclusives are out. So meaning, Last of Us 2 and am I saying no, not Shadows Die Twice. Yeah, that's no. It's not
Sekiro?
Shadows. Is it Sekiro?
What are you
yeah,
talking?
this.
Yeah.
Well, you mean Ghost of Tsushima?
Ghost of Tsushima. I'm getting
Yeah, it's the
mixed
samurai
up.
games, man.
Okay, so yeah, waiting until those two big things come out, and then
But
finally they start making announcements.
But
Who knows?
that theory doesn't
Ghost
hold
of
up.
Yoshida, go GCD. Are you crazy?
Ghost of Yoshida. Huh?
Yeah,
Brutal.
the only reason I don't agree with that theory because waiting to unleash news about the next gen till those launch, the next gen won't affect the sales of those games because if people want to play them, they'd either wait to buy them so you still have a sale, or they buy them now and play them. Like you already have peaked interest with the marketing and whatever, or the lack thereof. I'd say they haven't said too much about anything.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no strategic advantage. As soon as Microsoft put out, like, here's what the Xbox Series X looks like, here's what we're gonna have, here's how the hardware works, they should have answered that immediately, right? And then Microsoft hasn't had any downside to their announcement. They haven't said, oh, we're only gonna have 100 games working from Xbox One. No, they're just like, it's one-to-one, baby. You just plug that shit in and it works. Like, all your games gonna work.
Chris, sorry to cut you off. There's been a correction for that. Sony said that basically they have 100 games working now. By the time PS5 comes out, the majority of the 4,000 PS4 games will run on PS5 with no problems at all. So just to throw that out there.
Right. What so that's good that they updated that, but they should have said that off the bat. Like, at Cerny's thing, he didn't say that either, and I was like kind of worried. I'm like, you only have what working?
It's not that he didn't say it; he didn't phrase it correctly.
I
know he didn't say it, but he not only did he phrase it incorrectly, he should have also said, "Yo, like, okay, right now we have 100 games running, but we're gonna have the rest." That's what so you should have added that. But the way he phrased it made it seem like we're gonna have 100 at launch. Even all of us went on that assumption. Yeah.
Well, the thing, it's funny how they had to get Yoshida and everybody to start saying, no, it's not.
Yeah. Again, it's bad. Like, see, even I thought, I was like, wait, you have 100 games and then you're gonna roll out compatibility? Like, no, it's frustrating. I don't get it.
And this goes back to the question. It's like, you really think a company is having this many problems when it comes to communication or deliberately doing this shit? Nah, man. Nah.
No, it just seems like they're just not doing it.
Yeah. It's crazy. All right, moving on here to the next question from Mr. Sketch. The question is, I love how I'm like doing that on purpose. I get to my shit ready here. That's like a loading screen. Right now, you know what I was doing? I was doing the verbal equivalent of crawling through a wall. You know,
You're vamping to so that you can load everything up.
But I was talking very slowly in order to give myself time. Like I said, it's just a verbal version of walking through a fucking wall or going in an elevator in Mass Effect. Remember that shit, Mass Effect 1? You'd be on an elevator for 5 minutes, man.
I thought this was the future.
Remember the selling point of Mass Effect 2? They're like, yes, we speeded up the elevator.
They said that, yeah. I'm in that elevator. I gotta smell Rex's farts and shit. I'm like, yo, bro, come on, man. I know it's you, man. You know? All right. The question is, would you guys rather have a monthly subscription model for games as a service or a one-time fee for the game that is supported by in-game purchases, cosmetics, microtransactions? Let's just call it what it is, Sketch. So would you rather have a month, like a subscription service for a game, or microtransactions in a game? Damn. Damn.
Microtransactions, because I don't want to pay for a bunch of shit up front and I may not want it.
Yeah, I'll take the microtransactions.
You know what he did? He did specify there's only cosmetics. So you know what? Yeah, let's go with microtransactions, because who the fuck is paying a fee for games, man? Like every month. That's stupid, you know?
Yeah, didn't we yell at Bethesda for that? Isn't that what Fallout? What was that shit? No, yeah. What did they call it? The 1 year.
Oh, yeah. Brett should know.
Yeah, but WoW and EVE Online, a bunch of games.
By the way, this is just to clear up the question a little bit. I think he's talking about, and Sketch, you can correct me. This is specifically for games as a service type of games. He's talking about like shit like Destiny or whatever. So like, would you rather have a subscription for those games or microtransactions for those type of games?
I don't play
microtransactions again. Who wants another subscription shit? No.
Yeah,
I'll pass it on.
Yeah, I think I'm with the guys here with no. I'd rather not. I'd rather just have the microtransactions, because paying anything up front for a monthly scheduled purpose, it adds up, and sometimes you just forget about stuff.
Yeah,
and you just get ended up. It's like, oh, I stopped playing this game last month, but I got charged, and we don't know how much that shit's gonna cost. And microtransactions, you can, if you don't like the game enough, then you know that you're not gonna get the microtransactions. So if you pay for the microtransactions, you know you want to pay for it. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, you're right about that.
But we see that all the time with WoW. There's so many people still paying $14.95 or whatever it was a month, and whether they play or not, they're still paying it.
Yeah, they get suckered into it, you know. That shit is crazy. Oh, by the way, we did answer the question correctly. Once I realized that, so thank you, Scott. Yeah, he said games like Division, Anthem, whatever the other one is, Destiny, whatever. All right, let's move on. Oh shit, we got Fergus Mills in the house, man.
Mr. Mills.
He's back.
Yo.
And he's actually asking us 3 questions, but since he's been gone for so long and we need to fill up time, I will allow it.
The correct decider.
I'll allow it.
I will allow it. All right, man. So this is a kind of fun one. What is one game that you thought sucked or you didn't enjoy, but that you would be willing to go back and try again to kill time? Interesting question. So yeah, what game would you give a second chance that you initially didn't like?
That Metal Gear game that came out, Phantom Pain.
Oh,
there's something about it. It's like it didn't do it for me, but I do want to go back and play it.
All right. Go ahead, Carlos.
Like for me, it was kind of easy at first, but now I don't think so. I was gonna say the Division 1, because I played that shit at launch and then I didn't like it, and I never get a chance again after it's quote unquote got better. Same thing with No Man's Sky, but like there's already Division 2, so why would I want to go back to the Division 1? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, come back.
All right. I don't have an answer. If I don't like a game initially, that's it. You've lost me, man. You're done.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm the same way. There's nothing I can think that I've stopped playing because I thought it sucked that I'll go, I'll give it.
Yeah, I'm not sitting here like going, I want to try Anthem again. Maybe I'll feel differently about it. No, you had your chance. You're done. You know.
Hey Tony, so I mean, a good example of this, and it at a rare occasion, it does happen with you.
It did happen one time.
With Journey, you were when you were playing around the same time as Uncharted. Was it 3 came out?
No, it's Mass Effect 3.
Mass Effect 3, and you weren't willing to give the game the chance at the time, and you said, "Hey, this game wasn't that good." But then you played it again, and
But I didn't dislike it though.
I think you didn't.
I just didn't appreciate it, because I wasn't in the headspace. I wasn't in the headspace like, hey, I'm gonna just explore this world. I wanted to kill and fuck aliens. That's what the headspace I was at. But I didn't dislike it. I just didn't appreciate what it was doing. It wasn't like, oh, this game sucks. I wasn't feeling like that. I was like, oh, this is a nice looking game, but I want to go back and kill some aliens, man. So yeah, that's yeah, but you're right. That's about as close as I get. But generally, if I don't like you, I'm talking about I do not like a game. Like, fuck this shit. Nope, you lost your chance, man. That's it. It's over. All right. What about you, sir? Manny.
Me.
Yes.
A game that I would go back to. Let's see, like.
Yeah, a game that you didn't like, and you're like, hey, you know what? I'll give it another chance. Why not?
I mean, I could go back to playing Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
No shit.
Oh, Revengeance.
I didn't care for the game, but I would want to see what a little bit of the nuance is within it.
Did you finish it?
Oh yeah, I finished it.
Oh, I mean, Fergus, I don't know if he's still here because I kind of took this as like a game I know, you know what? No, if you beat it, still qualifies as a game. I would not ever go back to that fucking game. Fuck Revengeance, man.
So yeah, I mean, I'd go back to it and see what was the like. I feel like sometimes that sort of feeling like, okay, let me figure out why. I know why I don't like it, but I want to find out why other people kind of like it.
Yeah, because I should add that Manny and I are actually in the minority when it comes to this game. Most people that people later actually love.
I really did not like.
I didn't like it either. Nah,
but a lot of people did, and I'm still curious to find out what people liked so much about that game that made them, what made them like it, other than it being kind of an overt action game rather than just a sneaking game that was a Metal Gear game.
That wasn't even my problem. Like I went in knowing like, oh, this is Platinum. It's gonna be crazy off the top action. My thing was I felt the game was too restrained for Platinum. Like, you're coming off Bayonetta and fucking Vanquish, and you get this shit. I'm like, this is stupid. Like the action was just in there, and had these boring. This is gonna sound really dumb. I did not like the levels designs, man. I felt they were boring as shit. With those kind of games, you need some really cool designs for the levels.
Yeah, it's like generic city. Yeah. Then it's a sewer. Then it's a lab. Then it's it really doesn't have that much to it.
And I will say this though, this is the Metal Gear lore in me. I know a lot of people hated Raiden. I didn't. I liked Raiden. I had no problem with him. That game made me hate Raiden. So I cannot like the game just because I'm like, hey, I liked Raiden before. I thought he was cool. I thought he was getting a bad rap back in the day with Metal Gear Solid 2. But that game made me dislike him. Jack.
No, I think hindsight, you're not thinking about original Metal Gear 2, where he was kind of annoying.
He was, but I kind of saw him as an underdog and shit. So I'm like, I kind of like the guy. Like, I feel for him a little bit. I don't like the guy anymore, though.
I didn't feel for him.
I know you didn't. I'm in a minority in that. Everybody hates Raiden.
I feel like he just wasn't it. I think he became much a more interesting character when he became Cyberized. But then
I like that guy too.
But then when he became like this other version, where he's like, I'm Jack. I'm like, oh fuck,
dumb.
What the hell? What is this?
All right, Brian. Yeah,
I was a child soldier.
Brian, I'm gonna change the question a little bit. Would you be willing to replay The Last of Us?
No, I'm good. I have no reason to go back. Like, I really didn't like the things I enjoyed. I could only enjoy it once, and everything else was like, I'm just not having fun. It felt like again, to echo Tony's point, I really didn't enjoy the level design. I thought it just came off as really boring. It's like, oh, cool, I'm walking through this place. It's funny how there's just chest high cover everywhere. I wonder what's going to happen next.
Yo.
Oh no, we got attacked. Surprise, surprise.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? Yesterday before the show, when we were talking to B Will, and he's like, "Yeah, I didn't really beat Last of Us. Like, That was the most animated I've ever seen Brian trying to get B-Will not to play the list. I was like,
He was like, "Don't bother, you're wasting your time."
this game is shit.
Don't bother. Just I don't know. It just felt like really annoying. It's like, come on. Like I thought this was meant to be like the game to end all games, but it just turned out to be another game. So I'm sorry.
Do you think that maybe the hype behind the game has kind of blew the game up over than it really should have been, in your opinion? Like, do you think if people didn't go that nutty over it, you would have a bit of a different opinion of it?
That's why I believe it's one of the most overhyped games. Like literally, it's like, dude, it's just another game. Like, yes, some things are done really well, but other things are just bland and just baseline, like net zero. It's just like it's there. It's like, come on, like it's not the game to end all games. It's just a really good game. So it's like I don't understand why people are making out to be like the best game that was ever made. It's like it's not. It's just really good. So, like, I'm literally saying that the game is really good, but it's just not great. It's like I don't know what else I can say. Like, yeah, Last of Us. No, I was tempted to like look at the platinum and go through it.
Oh,
Then I
don't.
seen that
Don't.
one thing.
I'm telling you this, Brian. Don't bother. Don't bother.
I was
That game is
like, looking
stingy
through
with
it.
its fucking
Very
TiVos, man. That
super
trophy is
fucking
super
stingy.
stingy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I looked through it, and then one of the things was like play it on hard mode or something like that, and I was like, okay, that sounds right. And then see everything else, and it's like max out everything. It's like how many playthroughs is that? And people are saying like, oh, sometimes 2 or 3, depending. It's like, and then
Like,
it's
do I
online.
really
It's
wanna
like,
play through this game again?
it's like so like 2 more playthroughs and online. Like, no, I'm good. Anything with
don't
online
bother.
trophies, I think I'm just not going to.
Yeah, Brian. You know how? See, now I'm the one telling you don't bother. You know, we switch roles, man.
Yeah, so Last of Us, no. Maybe again, Last of Us 2, I will have a look at it. I will see what's about, but at this point in time, it's just kind of like, nah, I'll pass.
All right. So, what is your answer for this one then? Like your actual answer?
I should. This is gonna be really weird. You know that Afro Samurai game, like the first one, not the really crap one that came out afterwards. Yeah, I might be willing to go back to that because first time around I kind of sucked at it and I just didn't give it the chance, and then I just put it down. But I may be willing to go back to it and actually see what's about.
Interesting.
I know, right?
Yeah. All
Everything
right.
else,
Yeah.
no, I'm good.
I don't remember that game being good either.
Yeah.
I think it's just intriguing because I barely put in like an hour and a half in it, and then I put it down, which is one of the shortest games I've ever played because it's just like I picked it up and said, "Cool, I'm good." Next one. So hence, I want to go back and say, okay, was it actually that bad, or was I just really that crap, or why did I put it down? Like, must be like a good reason, or I must have done something really wrong. So
It sounds like you need to remind
intrigued.
yourself.
I'm intrigued as to why. So I want to go back and bring it back up again. But everything else that I played that I didn't like, I'm not going to pick it up. Like Mass Effect Andromeda, I moved that from my hard drive. Even the save game, I'm like, cool, I'm done. Don't need any of this.
But it's the third anniversary. Why?
Yeah. Oh my God! It's been 3 years. Jesus, man.
Wow. Fallout, like I was intrigued to go back and play like a melee focused build on Fallout 4, but then I remembered like the storyline and like the twist about your son. I was like, I don't want that. I'm not gonna spend like I was just messing around, but I just don't want that twist. I just don't want that twist again because I just didn't like the twist.
What
It's a cool twist though,
What a twist.
but just not my twist. Yeah, I don't really have any games I want to go back to like that.
All right. Hey, Chris, your answer was the same as mine, right? Like, you had your chance, son. All right, he's muted right now. Anyway, Brett, you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes. What's your answer?
For games that I would go back to or
Yeah, like
wouldn't go back to?
Like a game that you didn't like, initially, but you're like, hey, maybe I should go back and give it a shot. I'm gonna answer for you, by the way. Horizon Zero Dawn.
No.
Oh damn! By the way,
It's not my jam.
Damien is loving this section right now. We shit on The Last of Us and we're shitting on Horizon Zero Dawn. Anyway, go ahead, man.
Is he like
Yeah.
laughing in chat like ha 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 ha?
Yeah, again, that just one for me, man. I tried, it just didn't do it. Didn't like that I'd go back to.
Yeah, it's an interesting question.
I think once I'm done with it, I mean, I'm pretty forgiving on games. Like, I like to see, try and see the positives in them. And so if I get frustrated and done with a game, I'm generally, kind of done with the game. So, I don't know how to answer this.
No, you answered the way me and Chris did too. We're like, nah, give it if we don't like it, fuck it, not going back.
They ain't no going back.
So Brett, no Witcher 3.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like,
Let's shit on The Witcher. I was shitting on everything tonight, man. Everything must be shat on.
I would, if I didn't have emotional reasons not to, I would go back and try No Man's Sky.
All right, fair enough. So let us move on to the next question. This is another interesting one too. Kind of jumping the gun a little bit here, Fergus, but we'll see, man. Okay, out of any games that are yet to release this year, which one will likely be the most disappointing?
We already know Brian's answer, so let's move on from him.
Last of Us.
The Last of Us 2. It's got to be The Last of Us 2. It's got
That's
to be.
actually not my answer.
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Brian.
Cyberpunk. Oh, dude.
Yeah, fucking
See what you did there, Brian. I see what you did there.
Yo.
Don't
The rope-a-dope.
Oh God.
No, I think you can... No, wait. Is Watch Dogs coming out this year? No, it's not, right?
I don't know.
Nope.
I don't know.
I don't know
Who the
when
fuck
Watch Dogs
knows?
It is.
Ubisoft
Later
doesn't
on this
even
year.
know.
Yeah, I think it could be Watch Dogs. I don't know why, but I think it could be Watch Dogs.
There's no expectations behind those games anymore, man. They're
Yeah, the first one disappointed me.
No, I mean
massively.
the Watch Dogs Legion did get a little bit of hype because Bomber Granny or whatever the fuck that was. But after that,
Yeah, but
they stopped talking about it, so nobody cared anymore. It was supposed to come out last year during the holidays,
Oh, that's right.
What game would be disappointing? I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck is coming out this year. Cyberpunk is probably going to be good. I got one for you, Carlos.
Oh,
And this one's for Brett too. Final Fantasy VII remake.
let's go.
Ooh,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's,
I'm not
that's a
looking
good
forward
one.
to it. That's a really good. That's my answer.
Yeah.
You stole my answer.
No, I'm giving it to you. That's
Oh,
not my
I'm
answer.
taking it.
You know?
I'm taking it.
Yeah, I'll jump on that bandwagon.
All right, yeah, I gave that to you guys. You're good.
There's
I can't say that I'm. It's sad to say.
Goose said Halo Infinite. Damn, son.
Oh, shit.
I mean, Halo Infinite. What's it? I don't think it's going to be. It can't be disappointing if you're going to get the same thing that you usually get.
well, I mean, there's not an infinite amount of hype, kind of like Final Fantasy VII. So
There's not
Final
an
Fantasy-
infinite amount of hype.
exactly, like Final Fantasy VII has so much freaking hype. People are like, "We've been waiting for this, motherfucker. You already got Final Fantasy VII. What the hell you been waiting for? You already got it."
Go play the real one.
Yeah, exactly. So there's just no way this game can live up to the hype. A freaking action game on a fucking corridor. You know, it's some.
Oh,
And it suffers.
Tell me how you
from,
feel, Brett.
I'm gonna say this. It suffers from a lot of the same problems that the bouncer got flack for. It's literally you run a few inches, you fight something, then you run a few inches again, you run a few inches, get a cinematic, run a few inches, beat up something, get a cinematic. It's literally the same sort of thing, just with prettier graphics.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. I really wanted there to be. I personally would have just been fine with a turn-based RPG that just had prettier graphics.
Let's just be real here. People are not in love with the freaking the gameplay of this game. People are obsessed with the fucking story. That's what people love.
For the Final Fantasy, I agree with that. It's the story and the characters.
The story and the characters, yeah.
Exactly, like fucking, Cloud, Tifa, Aerith. Oh, is it Aerith or Aerith? The fuck out of here.
Yeah.
It's like people are obsessed with this freaking story. So it's like the gameplay, like no one's focusing on the gameplay. No one cares about it. Oh, it's Final Fantasy VII. It's coming back. It looks pretty and shiny. It's got to be game of the year. You know, it's people are. I can't wait. This is gonna come out, and it's gonna get 80s on Metacritic, and people are gonna lose their fucking minds.
Oh, if it does, I'm gonna be on Twitter.
Yep.
Popcorn, man. By the way, I don't feel as strong as you for me because I was like indifferent to Final Fantasy VII. I'm like, yeah, I'll play because I have not, except for 8, which was trash. I have not been superly disappointed with Final Fantasy games. I generally like them. So I'm like, Final Fantasy, I'll play it, sure. When I actually played it, that demo that I did a couple of weeks ago, I was like, okay, I think they converted me. This is fucking dope because they play like Final Fantasy 15. I love Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy was fucking awesome, So and this plays kind of similarly to it, so I liked it, and it's Final Fantasy 7,
And Tony, you know how much I fucking love Final Fantasy 15. That game is a fucking shit.
Yeah, that game's awesome. Yeah,
but that's different.
Yeah. For me, I still think Final Fantasy 15 has better combat than this. I'll say that. But I like it. It's nice and flashy, and I like that shit. Hey, listen, man. I could be shallow. I could admit it.
This is the Final Fantasy 7 that everybody thought they were getting when they saw the commercials on TV. That's what this version of Final Fantasy 7 is.
Oh, Sketch,
when they unveiled the PS3.
Sketch, if you're mad at me for liking Final Fantasy 15, I'm gonna fuck you up right now. And I'm being 100%. I'm being 100%. You can check my trophies. I got the platinum for it. I like Final Fantasy 13. Say something.
I stopped playing Final Fantasy games when they stopped being Final Fantasy games. That's about 10. That's about Final Fantasy 10.
By the way, fun fact, that's one of the things that Gary and I bonded on. He's the only other dude on the entire planet Earth that likes Final Fantasy 13 like I do. Oh man. That shit is crazy. What the fuck was the question again? Oh yeah, most disappointing game that you think. What do you think is going to be the most disappointing game of 2020?
Well, it's definitely not going to be Resident Evil 3.
No, that's going to be the butter game.
I don't think so. I don't think Resident Evil 3 is going to be that very.
This is a good fucking year for games, man. We got Resident Evil 3, Doom Eternal, man. Give me that shit. Doom Eternal.
Ori
awesome,
was a fucking shit. If you guys haven't played it, man, go. It's on PC. It's on Steam. Go get it. It's
let off some steam.
I was thinking
exactly, man. Exactly.
Even though I kind of want to play it, I keep thinking it's called Shadows Die Twice.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Whoa! Hold on, you think Ghost of Tsushima was going to be disappointing? Yeah.
I think people may find that game not as good as they thought it was going to be.
Oh shit.
Yo, what is going on? Throwdown tonight. We shat on Last of Us. We shat on fucking Ghost of Tsushima and
Mark Cerny.
Yeah, Mark Cerny and Lost Horizons.
I mean, here's the thing. I can't sit me. I'm not really that excited for don't get really that excited. I want to play this game. But at the same time, it's like I'm not feeling that sort of fever pitch sort of feeling that I need.
You never feel that shit though.
No, there are certain titles that I will be like, yeah, I really want to play that. But I mean, so far, the Final Fantasy game, I played it. It was good enough, but it didn't sell me on buying it. I was happy with what it had, but it really doesn't offer anything more. And again, it's like, okay, here we go. It's just another action adventure game. Now you just took all the special parts of the strategic and special parts of the game and just turned it into like a dumb action game, and that's it.
Yeah.
So is that what passes for an RPG nowadays? Just slashing things until they die?
And you get experience points. Yes.
And you get numbers fly out of people instead of blood.
Yes.
I just don't. I mean, I'm not going to play that one. And the Cyberpunk, I'm not really interested in that either. So the one that I'm looking toward is the samurai game, and I'm not really like But I think there's a good chance that game could probably just fall to the wayside.
Yeah.
What is it going to be? It's probably going to be an open world samurai game.
That's exactly what it is.
It's going to be Horizon Zero Dawn. It's Horizon Zero Dawn with samurais in it.
Uh-oh, Manny, you getting questioned.
A question about what?
What do you play?
What do I play? I play a lot of things. I play, action adventure games. I don't play as many RPGs as I used to, because of time.
Oh no, Sketch. No, he's not still playing Death Stranding. He already got the platinum in there.
Yeah, I got the platinum in that, man. It's done.
Give this man respect. Hey, listen. You got to stand up for my boy right now, man. He doesn't play a lot of games, but every game he plays, man, he gets the platinum in all of those.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, I play games like the way you did when your parents couldn't afford fucking games. You play that shit till it's done. That's what I do.
Yo, man, you finish up your whole meal, man.
I finished up the whole meal. One and done playthrough, homeboy.
You know.
All the way
that plate, you better eat all that arroz, motherfucker.
From beginning to the end, and the only reason why I didn't get the platinum trophy as soon as the credits showed up, I forgot to do one thing: is just develop every single vehicle in the game. But other than that, if I would have did it that way, platinum trophy, put that game up on the shelf.
Oh, by the way, here's another opportunity to shit on Sony. Man, you know what game you didn't get a platinum on that you played recently? You didn't get a platinum in God of War because you didn't like that game very much.
Nah, I didn't care. I thought it was okay.
This is a Sony bash show.
Yeah, right?
I thought it was okay. I think you want to talk, Brian. You want to talk about overhyped game, Brian?
Oh,
Brian.
Yeah.
Nah, but Brian was a God of War hater before.
God of War. Yes, that game. I think it has its fun to be found. I did find some interesting things, but I don't know. It just felt.
You didn't like those boat rides with Atreus in the head.
Boat rides, man. No, that shit. Yeah, you want to talk about load time? A load time thing, right? That fucking water world or whatever, the fucking flooded area. That was some stupid shit. Yeah, and they gave you essentially that lake. You know what that was? A giant load time. That's what that was.
By the way, speaking about overhyped, I did like the game a lot, but I feel that combat was overhyped. People are like, "Oh, it's the greatest combat of the generation." No, it's not.
It was like again, you and Brett was talking about. It's essentially Dark Souls, but not. It's trying to be Dark Souls, but not. And to be honest, I'm like, why do I need this? I don't want to care. I don't give a shit where I need to be strategic. Let me just whack this thing until it's fucking dead.
like the original God of War, you know.
And then the other thing about that God of War game, it's like, okay, I beat that game. There's only one fucking boss in the game that you keep fighting over and over again. And the other thing is like that stupid, the shitty werewolf that just shows up randomly that for some reason is harder than the goddamn last boss. How the fuck is that possible?
Oh, you're talking about the one from the portal?
Yeah, the ones that come out of the fucking portals where you stick your hand, he sticks his hand in the portal and then the werewolf or whatever comes out of it. Those stupid things are harder than the fucking boss of the game.
Yeah, you got to level up, man.
They level up. That's the dumbest thing ever. A grunt is more powerful than the fucking boss of the game.
It's like Final Fantasy VII with the Emerald weapon and shit.
But here's the thing: at least those things look like they were could do some shit to you.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
they're the size of a building. I could get that this thing might just so happen to be more powerful than the final boss of Final Fantasy VII. But then some stupid werewolf thing that popped out of a portal, and that thing's got like 10 times the strength than a guy who's supposed to be a god. Come on, then why am I doing this? Why don't we just send the dumb werewolf after the guy and just have Kratos hang out with his kid?
No, Goose he doesn't know what to say about any of this. You're hurting his baby, man.
Hey, listen, you can like the game. I thought the game was enjoyable, but at the same time, I feel like it was missing a lot of the. I mean, granted, it is a reboot, but it's just sort of missing the sort of fun that a game like that would have.
Yeah. By the way, mind you, people, Manny's saying this as a hardcore God of War fan. He's the guy that got me into God of War.
Yeah, I loved those sorts of kind of like.
He bought me the damn console with God of War.
Nice. God of War. I mean, I could definitely understand where Brian is coming from, where it's like this is not the God of War that you sort of fell in love with. It's like it's another game that's wearing the God of War skin almost. But
if you guys want to keep saying we're the Sony podcast, here you go, man.
I'm gonna say this. I mean, as much as I like Last of Us 2, Last of Us.
Don't careful.
I'm not playing Last of Us 2 either.
Oh shit!
Oh damn, you're gonna be excommunicated.
No, here's the thing.
It's been fun, Manny. I'll see you later.
Here's the thing, like you look at again, like I felt that Last of Us was good as it is, and that's it. I don't feel like I want to go back to that world again, and that's the whole reason why I don't want to go play that game.
Hey, man, there you go. All right, man. Any more games that you think will disappoint this year?
I couldn't think of any.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. I don't even know what's coming out, man. Besides, like I know what's coming out in the next month or two, but after that, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's. I mean, again, how many things are delayed now?
Yeah. Everything,
I have no idea anymore.
It's gonna be disappointing. Yo, Sketch, you're crazy, man. He says everything from Bethesda is gonna be disappointing.
Oh, so Doom is a real big disappointment.
Doom. What about Doom, son? Doom is the shit. That's Bethesda. You know.
He's like, no, that's id Software, not Bethesda.
Yeah. Like,
Well, that's
remember,
true.
Bethesda is, all of them, man. He says Doom is not Bethesda. I don't know.
See, I knew it. I knew you'd say that.
Sketch, you the man, bro.
It's Bethesda-ish.
It's Bethesda-ish.
All right, so yeah, what else is coming out this year? Yeah, I think Ghost of Tsushima is going to be tight. Even though I'm not into samurai games, I think that's going to be really good.
I don't know.
Just because of the company behind it, like Sucker Punch, right? Is doing that.
Yeah,
Sucker Punch has never let me down. Those guys are fucking awesome. You know?
I mean, I feel like that might be a game that not everybody will be into. That's why I feel like it might end up being a slight disappointment. For most.
Maybe, but I think it'll be good just because of the developer. Even though I'm like samurai games, whatever, but I'll definitely play it. Because
try it out. See if it makes you change your mind about like Red Dead made you change your mind about Western games.
Maybe, maybe. But the thing is, I'm willing to watch samurai movies. Like Seven Samurai. That was fucking awesome. But I don't know.
But here's that's the big question. It's like, what about this just doesn't interest you? If you're interested in samurai movies, you're essentially playing a samurai ninja movie.
Oh yeah, no, I know. But the thing is, I'm not a big fan of samurai movies either. But I'll watch them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The whole feudal Japan shit has never really been like a thing for me. Just like feudal anything, it's never been interesting for me. Like, how long did it take me to get into fantasy just because it was set in medieval shit? I'm like, I don't want to deal with that shit. I'd rather go to space.
Well, I think the one thing way I sold you on a lot of the RPGs games, I'm like, they don't really a lot of RPGs don't take place in medieval world. They take into place in this sort of amalgam sci-fi / old.
Well, that's what sold me. Final Fantasy VII converted me. I was like, oh shit, this is an RPG, but it's some future shit. And I think I talked about one of my biggest shameful acts when I got my PlayStation 2. One of the first games I bought for it was Final Fantasy VIII. You know why? Because it was a future game. I'm like, that's in the future. That's going to be dope. Oh, I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. Oh. By the way, shit. By the way, that would have been my answer like 10 years ago. What's the game that you didn't like and you would go back to? Final Fantasy VIII? I got up to this 4 originally. I was like, fuck this shit, because I didn't suck up enough magic from enemies, so I was all fucked up. But when they re-released it on PS3, I'm like, all right, Tony, just suck it up and finish this fucking game. So I did it. Yeah, nah. Oh, by the way, I love, because I reviewed the remaster that came out. See, normally when a new game comes out and stuff, I try to, dull the blade when it comes to my criticism, because I want to be fair, right? But I'm like, this shit is 20 years old. I'm fucking ripping this shit apart. So that was a very cathartic review to write, man. I just threw my venom at that fucking game. Fuck Final Fantasy VIII. All right. And the last question of the night is... All right. We all hate GameStop. This is true. Mm-hmm. But I think it's necessary evil that is needed to keep physical games alive. What would be the advantages and disadvantages of GameStop going out of business? Good. Very good question, then.
I think GameStop going out of business is the advantage of GameStop going out of business is the fact that GameStop going out of business.
Yes, that's the main one.
Because they fucking have a stranglehold. They had a stranglehold on the industry. The only problem is that what they left in their wake, they essentially gobbled up everything that was decent and good about some of the chain stores, and then just threw it to the wayside. Now what happens? There's not going to be there after the minute that GameStop dies, and this is the shitty part, is that there won't be a store like GameStop. Granted, there will be mom and pop stores, but in places like New York, there's not a lot of that stuff. You know,
Yeah.
like you go outside of New York, you go to Jersey, and you go to PA, you go like places that are off the beaten path. You find there's a lot more sort of those sort of specialty shops, almost video game comic shops. Where there's specialty store that sells that type of stuff. But I think that's the biggest part that's going to suck about it. Now it's going to be harder than ever to go and if you want to go buy physical games, it's going to be harder to
Buy
do
physical
that.
games at a game store because you can still go to Best Buy and Target.
You can go
or whatever,
you can go to Best Buy, but again, you don't get that sort of rapport that you can have at a smaller store.
Yeah.
It's like going to the comic store. You go to the comic book store.
It's gonna be like music. That's all. It's gonna be the same way like music.
You talk to Chuck. Like, hey, what do you talk about?
He's a good guy, man.
Stuff like that. Like you don't get that
Yeah,
at a Best Buy. They're just like next.
Yeah, no, but I just want you to make that distinction. Game store, you can still get physical games. You just can't get them at a game store.
Yeah, it's nice to be at a not a big sprawling essentially the electrical supermarket like what a Best Buy is.
Yeah,
where it has everything that you could possibly want. Where you just have like a smaller specialty store where the folks there and you can browse around, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think one of the other advantages we will get some more mom and pop stores that will just specialize in games.
I mean, yeah. I hope that it does mean that there's somebody out there that people out there will start to doing that. But again, like with expensive places like New York and San Francisco and Washington State, Seattle, like I don't know how many of those stores are going to be, especially
I don't know.
Like, in a fucking poor neighborhood, you're not going to have a fucking mom and pop store. Right?
Yeah, no, that's a fact. Yeah,
you're not going to have you're going to have to really go out again, like comics. You're going to really have to go out of your way to get the things that you want, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, if you want that experience.
Yeah.
Chris.
There's no downside.
It's just upside. Yeah.
There's only upside. Yeah, I mean they have they're such a despicable business, and I think everybody can see that now. With what's happening now, what they tried to pull with the being an essential business or life sustaining and all that bullshit. Mm-hmm. That's just in a long line of shit. They need to go, especially as we move towards like digital media and digital distribution. Like you don't fucking need them and their bullshit, their pawn shop tactics. Fuck them. Genuine mom and pop retro game stores. I love those guys. Right? GameStop, fucking die. Goodbye.
Tell me how you really feel, bro.
I was about to say, but how do you really feel about this, Chris?
Yo, fuck those guys.
I mean, I used to like when going to there when it was software, etc., or when where you at least had a choice of which one that you could go to, software, etc., or EB Games.
Yeah, and Babbage's, man.
And Babbage's. Well, I don't think we had a Babbage's. I mean,
that is software, etc.
That is software, etc.
Yeah, we had software. We had software, etc. and EB Games.
Yeah, that's the ones that we had. And FuncoLand.
FuncoLand 3, back in the day,
FuncoLand was the one that was the fuck up, though. Because they were the ones that tried to jip you out of your shit.
Well, then we got to go all the way back and blame Barnes & Nobles. Because Barnes & Nobles is what brought us GameStop. They had Babbage's and they converted that into software, etc. and then into GameStop and then gobbled up all the other ones.
Mm-hmm. And look what's happening to
Barnes & Noble. And then what happened? Barnes & Noble just tosses out like GameStop. Just like, whatever, we don't want you no more.
And Barnes & Nobles is struggling right now, too, Because, again, everything's digital now, Fuck you need books for. You just get them on your Kindle, you're good to go.
I mean, what do
you need books for?
Yeah, seriously, what the fuck do you need a book for?
No, I just love the fact that you made that. What the fuck do I need books for?
Yeah, look, when you got this, with Kindle, we can store thousands of books. You don't need fucking books,
That's true. It's true.
Dude, Brett, I do so much reading now because of this, man, I swear.
Oh, I'm not saying it's because you don't read. I'm saying it's weird that we live in an age where that's a statement that you make.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Wait, that's because of what?
We live in an age that's a statement that you make. Like, what the fuck do I need books for?
Yeah.
No, Tony. Tony, because
save the trees. Save the trees.
You're reading a lot because of what?
Oh, because of the Kindle, man. Because it's easy. I don't have to have these fucking books everywhere. I could just have thousands of them right here digitally.
That was for the listeners, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you for that, Carlos. Yeah, people are like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Because of this thing.
And Brett, I will start the Wheel of Time this year, man. I promise you that, man.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I'm excited.
But I met you halfway. I started reading Robert Jordan Conan. Those are fucking amazing.
Dude, I told you, Robert Jordan can write his ass off.
Yes, he can, man. But with 14 books, so that's gonna be brutal.
No. It's not like. Look at it like this. It's a show you really like that has 14 seasons. So there's just a shitload of content that you can go through, not that you have to go through. Trust me, you'll want to read 14 books of this.
Sketch says the Wheel of Time is fucking awesome. All right, there you go, man.
Right?
Hey, listen, I'm gonna read the Wheel of Time, but I'm not watching that show. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Fuck that shit, man.
Which one?
The Wheel of Time's TV series. I'm like, nah. I'll just read the books. What the fuck are we talking about again? GameStop advantages and disadvantages for them going out of business. I don't really see the advantage. Fuck burn, you know.
I'm just disappointed that they cornered the market so badly. They essentially monopolized the market so badly that there won't be anything left.
Yo, hold on, Sketch. I think Sketch is another Riku's son, man.
You think so?
He said he bought all the Wheel of Time books and read them all in a month.
Dude, you could burn through them. I used to, when I was in high school, I could read an hour a day, and I burned through those books easily one every week or two.
Damn.
I mean,
it took me like...
Sketch is also, by the way, he's a fucking mutant because this motherfucker can draw. This guy can motherfucking draw and watch fucking subtitled anime because I don't know how the fuck that motherfucker does that.
Okay, yeah, I don't get that shit.
Sketch got mutant. Powers, man. Oh, by the way, since we're talking about Riku's son, he got the platinum in Neo 2 already.
Damn!
The game has been out for a week.
God damn!
Like, yo,
damn, he still got that shit. Like he's like, you think when he's like, man, I've done get these
platinums.
I get done with it. Your boy's done with it, and then all of a sudden,
give him the game, man. Like when he played Trails of Cold Steel 3, man, he played that shit for like 2 months straight and got the platinum. Guy says Neo 2 is kicking my ass, and I'm taking my time with it. Yo, Neo 2 kicked my ass too much, man. I'm not going back to that shit.
It made him sad.
You know,
it made you think it made you think you weren't good.
No, it wasn't that. I don't have patience for that shit anymore. You know, beating my head against the wall for hours on end and it get nowhere. Fuck that. You know.
But dude, have you ever really had patience for that sort of stuff?
For Bloodborne, I did.
I feel like that one's a little bit more actiony.
Well, yeah, that's why I liked it. And I got through Dark Souls 3, you know.
You can kind of get away with wailing on something and being...
Yeah, but you're right. Generally speaking, I don't have patience for that type of shit, you know. But I like the worlds. The worlds are... But again, Neo 2, what is this? Medieval samurai shit. I'm like, whatever, you know. The world's
you're like, man, fuck this samurai shit.
You know, like at least, well, I mean, Bloodborne was just, the combat was cool, but also like that, like Victorian, like the game start. I could talk about the fucking game, right? It's been ages. The game starts off on some Victorian shit, which is already like unique, and then it goes into some H.P. Lovecraft shit. I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
It takes a hard turn,
dude. It really does. I still haven't played a game like that ever, man. Like,
you're like, this is a game about werewolves, right?
Yeah,
no.
Like, no, there's some Cthulhu shit, people. It gets crazy.
It's like, hey, you thought you were playing The Order.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then it goes on some cosmic horror shit. That's a great fucking turn. Remember, because you first see that one squid dude, you're like, what the fuck is up with that guy?
Well,
you know?
There's all these telltale things, too. Like, you see that one goofy squid dude that was just hiding in a corner.
Well, no, that's what I'm talking about. Like, what's up with this dude?
And then you see all the fucked up, like, squid statues, and you're like, huh? What's this have to do with werewolves and crazy people on a hunt?
Yeah, and then when you get to that one city that's like I call it the Squid City, you feel like an H.P. Lovecraft character where your mind has been blasted by the horrors beneath you. You cannot comprehend. Your puny human mind cannot comprehend the things, and you're driven to madness. That's what Bloodborne made me feel, man. Fucking amazing game, and I got the platinum too. Don't say nothing about me, man.
I still need to get that one.
Yo, but real talk, fuck Neo 2, that game is like, you need to be master level for that shit, because you got to remember all these fucking stances. You got to like replenish your health in between strikes and shit. Like in Bloodborne, what do? You hit and dodge. That's all you got to do, you know? It's nice and simple. Neo 2, you got to be like a master level samurai, like in real life, to play that shit. You know,
so I'm guessing Riku is a master.
Riku's a real samurai, man.
Samurai, you know.
Samurai.
All right, none of us are gonna defend GameStop, right?
No.
You know,
Nope.
It's bullshit.
it is
It's
bullshit.
bullshit, Mr. Davis.
Yo, shout out to Torrance, man. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're done here, man. So thank you guys for all the questions tonight, man. Holding it down, man. We had a full show for you. You already know.
Excuse me.
Yeah. I never parried in fucking Bloodborne. I just dodge. I hit and dodge, hit and dodge, hit and dodge. That's all I played, man. My timing is all fucked up. That's why when I saw Chris playing Sekiro, I'm like, I am not playing that fucking game. Hell no. That's too much parrying for me. By the way,
opposite.
yeah. By the way, I don't know if I'm gonna lose my gamer cred right now, but I don't like parrying in games. That shit is. That's why I hated Street Fighter 3. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Parrying, you know? Like, let me just block it. You know, I don't want to fucking time all this shit. Like, this ain't a rhythm game. Fuck that.
I'll join you, man. I can't parry for shit.
Yeah, I can't.
See what I mean? See what I mean about the patience?
I don't have
You never
patience.
had the patience.
No, I never did, man. I mean, I have more patience now as an adult, obviously, but still, you know? Like,
Yeah.
But it's only just a little bit, man. Not too much. You're your boy, man. You know how I am.
Back in the day, you had less patience, I would say.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I got more now as an adult, you know? But back in the day, man, you couldn't get me to have patience. Fuck that shit. The Surge 2, and I parry every fuck. Yeah, listen, I respect people that parry. I think that's a really cool skill. I don't have the patience to like learn the parry window for every single enemy and shit. Fuck that. Let me just hit shit, you know? That's all I want to do. Let me just hit shit. All right, man. So thank you for watching and listening. Leave us your questions in the Throwdown Discord server, and we'll answer them on next week's show. Subscribe to Throwdown on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at Throwdown Show. Links are located in the description below. Remember, people, even if you're on Twitch, the description's right there, man. Don't forget. All right, so once again, I was your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
I'll see you later, guys. And still, I am. There's a good chance I might be doing a Throwdown Drawers on Wednesday, so stay tuned for any sort of information about it for next week.
Yay. Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Deuces.
Adam Vale.
Have a somewhat good week and stay safe.
Brett Murdoch.
It's been real.
And Brian Manjoma.
Now is the time to finish off your backlogs.
There you go, people. All right, man. We'll see you on Thursday. Later.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Deuces.
Deuces.